Welcome to the close. Pretty ugly afternoon developing here. We are at session lows right across the board, coming off discouraging number out this morning. If you missed it, April CPI comes out hotter than expected on the inflation front for last month, 8.3% versus 8.1%. So inflation still an issue. Whether or not the Fed will adjust to this remains to be seen. But here's a look at where we're at the moment. As I said, basically session lows for the market right across the board. It struggled at the highs after that pretty impressive rally we got right out of the gate this morning. But back to the downside we go, 2.75 there for the NASDAQ leading the way. Nice move for crude oil today, 5% still to the upside. Yeah, crypto is not great. Last time we spoke, wow, what a change this has been. Was a very green board, if you remember, about halfway through the morning. No longer. It's tech leading now to the downside. Look at that. Apple 5% almost in negative territory. It's been a long time since we've been able to say that. HBQ right beside it there, 3.7% negative territory. Software names, semiconductor names, all the travel names getting hit today. There's some of the hotels and cruise lines, all 3+% to the downside. Yeah, Tesla, 6.6%. For Tesla. It's getting ugly out there. Ford as well to the downside today, despite some, news anyways, not necessarily positive news. Wanted to point out EA Sports because, hey, why not? It's green on the day. 9% off of their earnings report. That was better than expected. Utilities holding up nicely. Energy stocks holding up nicely. Everything else, a bit of a mess. Quickly look at the NASDAQ there. That's Apple, the sliver in the corner, almost 5%, as I said, to the downside. EA positive, everything else though ugly. Netflix, Facebook, CHTR, look at Moderna, even 6.5%. It goes on and on. You get the picture. It's not good. As I said, we struggled as we head back down through day lows now off those highs. Tested once, twice, 3 times even at the highs today before finally rolling over on this inflation worry that continues. Hope your afternoon's going well. Hope you didn't get caught in anything the wrong direction today because it was a bit of a back and forth type of session. We're going to spend some time now, go back and have a look at some of the trades that we mentioned at the open. If you remember from about 9:30 really right through to 10:15, 10:20 even, we had that really strong move higher. So there were lots of long opportunities this morning. We'll get into a few of those. Neil's going to lead us though with a look at one of his trades from this morning.
You might have guessed it. We're going to talk Coinbase today. What a crazy day it's been. Whipsaw action all around. But Coinbase says this morning, everyone was sort of talking about the decrease in users, the smaller amounts that people had in their accounts and less activity. Pretty much across the board, there were misses across that board. So it was a pretty negative sentiment. But the damage was done in the aftermarket. And on top of this, you also had Bitcoin moving, man. That 30,000 getting taken out. Some battles still there happening. Now, I got a 30-minute chart up. I mean, it doesn't even, I could put a 15, a 5, a daily. It doesn't matter. It's just an absolute wipeout from close to $100 just a couple of weeks ago or a week ago. And then last night, we had that carnage on the earnings report, and you can sort of see that in the dip down. A lot of times you get this with aftermarket earnings, this opportunity to find some liquidity levels because you're gapping so far. If you're bearish on it, it's like, well, you're in a new territory. It's not like you're going to get to short off of 75. That's not going to happen for you. You're not going to get short off of 80, so you can forget about levels like that. We're really just looking at these channels here. We're consolidated with a top at about 65. And then this little bottom area here right around 62. So that's a target range. We come in the morning, and thankfully we're actually sitting in it. If you remember back to like GE when they had their massive flush to the downside, and sometimes you just did not want to miss. You wanted to be sitting in this trade. If it was below 65, I knew I was shorting into it, but we had something else this morning. And that, of course, was the CPI report at 8:30. So when it came in here, you get real close to this 8:30. And any guesses where 8:30 is on this chart? If you can't figure it out, I don't know what to tell you. But we had very, very tight stops in front of the number. As a matter of fact, we're doing some scalping because until that number hit, I was actually stopping out right up here at 63 and was going to engage that 65 because I didn't want it spiking me on the 8:30 number. What ends up happening is 8:30 drops and my gut instinct, which I think was the right call, doesn't look like the right call here. I still had a scalp order out. Cancel my other bids. I had some dip buys that I liked. AMD, Nvidia at the time that I thought were deep enough. And then the number, when that number came out, we absolutely flushed the market. It was like, no, cancel those bids. You don't want them. By that time, I'm already filled once, and not much you can do about it. It's a winning trade, but not too happy about it. That should have been down around that 60 area, getting an extra buck. After this, you're kind of in rarefied territory here. In the post-market, you did head right down in here, close to that 58 mark, right? So that was going to be the next target out, and once we hit that, you're holding with a bit of a trail. I joked around, kind of joking, was joking, that we'd see $50, which oddly enough we did, but in the morning we actually managed to hold at about 52. And once we cleared the 55 level and got halfway into that range, you're close, you're getting closer. Start thinking about a trailing stop because I think 50 is going to have some bids. It's a monster psychological level in a very popular company, whether you like them or not. It's going to be heavily traded. You know there's going to be buyers down there. There's going to be short covering down there. So we made sure that we put the trail in. We got triggered out. It just so happens to be on the first major green candle. I mean, that could easily have ended up, you know, gravitating down towards 51, but we did get trailed out here at 53. All in all, we're able to take like almost about $8 on the last of that trade. Not quite to target. There were a couple of trades on the way back in. I'm going to test that 57, nice little scalp trade for a couple of bucks, and then back into 58 in front of what was the previous low on our daily chart. So we think about this maybe forming some resistance on the way back up. It worked once, it did not work a second time, and at that point I was holding out for us to get back into the opening range channel, which we did do right here into 61. I let it come in because it doesn't have to fail here. Like we could come into that channel, come back up to like 62, 63, maybe you come up to 64. I wanted to see the first major turn once we were in the channel. It just so happened to be at 61 and then traded that one down into VWAP. At that particular time, it doesn't look like it, but trust me, the market actually felt like it had a chance to squeeze up. It didn't, because UVXY cannot break the lows. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in our show, but it did eventually go to 50, where I did have some long trades and scalping them out. All said and done, it was a good trade, but one that we had to be a little bit aggressive getting into, because once 830 hit and CPI was out, it was a flush was on, and you just had to hold on to your shorts. Coinbase, look forward to seeing what happens when 50 gets on the bid again. But what a wild ride it was. You came in, you knew this is one that everyone wanted to be involved with, especially to the short side. Worked out today, but man, was that CPI number a help.
Wild ride indeed. Very important morning to have a plan and understand exactly what it was you wanted to see at the open to execute your trades. That's a watch list, guys. Tons of ideas on there today. We had, so many earnings to go through in the pre-market that were moving on the news as well. And then we get that data that kind of erased anything that was even remotely positive and sent everything back to the downside. So make sure you grab that every single morning for free. It feels a little bit different today on the way back to the downside in the sense that it's very widespread. There's not much. You saw the board there. There's not much in the sense of positivity still in the market. We had a few positive earnings reports that are hanging on to break even or thereabouts. Utility stocks were still slightly higher, energy as well. But I wanted to show you this chart. I showed you this morning coming off that CPI number. This is the US 10-year coming off that CPI number, made this huge spike all the way up here to 3.75. This is a 5-minute chart, FYI. But we've even given all of that back on the 10-year. So it's not just equities. I mean, the U.S. dollar continuing to slide as well. So treasuries, the dollar weak. There's not much in the way of strength on a day like today, guys.
No. I think the most important chart, if you come to my screen right now, is going to be this one. Apple. I mean, Apple right now broke that 150. The funny thing is, man, on our sticky note all morning, we kept talking about this 155.50. We had it pegged there. We talked about why we liked that level from yesterday right there. It came in, we have it, and then we got out. Like, our best out is $2, but wow, look at it move to the downside. This is when you wish you weren't really a scalper, but that's a big hold here. We're trying to put some holds on long right now. Obviously, that's not working out. But Apple today absolutely collapsing. It gave back that 150, right? I mean, and that's, well, took it out, I guess, didn't give it back. But we've been down here before right there. Those March bottoms, right? Okay, I zoomed in too far. These March bottoms right there, got breached pretty easily, man. There wasn't much fight there at 150 at all. And yeah, I'm just really sad that I'm not loaded up short here with a lot of shares on that trade. But there it is, the break of Apple, 150. We talked about how important it is to the NASDAQ. Microsoft and Apple holding 24% of the NASDAQ weighting. So as that falls, I said the market would have no choice but to fall back in here, and that's exactly what's happening. So yeah, look out below, man. Apple getting ready to crush some new levels. I guess the next stop is 138 right now. I'm not buying this dip now. We'll have to wait just a few more days probably to test this 140-ish. Who knows, man? You're not even that far away from coming in tomorrow and seeing the NASDAQ down another 2 or 3%. This thing touches 138. So you're going to come into that level and then see it. So I don't know. To me, that's really the only chart that matters here today. None of these levels are going to hold. We are long AMD. We're long Facebook right now. We're short. Our Microsoft short, I mean, again, another play that mattered a lot today was the Microsoft short because they're taking out levels. So we're still $5 in the money on Microsoft, and we've been shorting this thing all day. We still have a third of this trade on as we go down to 261. So this is a big move down for Softy. But hey, they all look like this, Neil.
Actually had this conversation with a trader before, and I mentioned this when doing the trade of the day there about UVXY. It just cannot seem to fall. When the market has been going up, and every single time this has looked like this is the temp bottom, we're absolutely racing. You'll get to a support level and just look at the amount of strength. And ever since we got through this channel in UVXY, it's that 16 to 16.30 after that little wipeout bottom and breakout. You'll get there and just hold the line. And no matter how much the market continues to go up, you do not break the downside, right? And if this is the fear gauge, that means that people that are hedging are not giving up. No matter how strong the market looks in those afternoon runs or in the morning runs back to the upside, you're holding support. On the pullback, you're holding support. It looked like today, this is why it looks stronger, because you finally broke a bottom and then immediately came to the next level of support and then just started holding it again. So if you're not watching volatility, it's like you're missing out on a big portion of the pie as to what's going on with this overall market. There's a lot of things that are at key levels. Rivian just broke 20. AMC, and I guess the 8's probably not like this, but is at this $10 level. It just bounced off 10. I mean, I kind of wish I had a bit of like a 01 or 02 long. I don't, but yeah, $10 in play for AMC if that gets taken out. It's SSR, short sale restricted, but you got to throw the order out if you want to try to get the short. But we'll see what happens as it possibly tests this level in the afternoon. Maybe we've made a temp bottom. I mean, 12,000 even on the NASDAQ just bounced. Maybe this is it. I somehow am still in Intel because, hey, Intel's still at 43. So, that level's still holding up. It did break a couple times, couldn't get more than 10 cents below. So I said if that one was above 49.20 or 42.90, I'd still be long Intel, and here I am.
Yeah, pretty telling right across the board. It's been a long time, as I said, since we've seen Apple down 5% on the day. Unbelievable. Roblox, on the other hand, guys, heading in the other direction. We talked about their report a little bit in the pre-market this morning. They said for the foreseeable future, expect more losses. And this is the one that's up 5% today.
Well, it's up more than that. It's not.
Yeah, where are we at now for Roblox?
We're back at 20, back below $25. Like, look at how crazy this one, like, it just jailbroke from the upside through 22, right at the open. It did what everything else did at 8:30, obviously, which is flush. But then it just broke out multiple times, 22s, then 23.5, and then you go to like this higher low, which was the big one. I think I call it the big one because that's where it's finding support right now, and it's right off of this 24 level in Roblox. But it came screaming back in, and how well these are respecting some of these levels is pretty crazy. Screaming back in from 28. If the market bounces, this could be a solid one because of the relative strength it's had. If we're actually able to get some kind of a move to the upside, but let's see UVXY pullback, you could have a 25 break, maybe get you these dollar wins, give it to 24. But that line they used, you kind of felt it would be doom and gloom after you say no profit for the foreseeable future. But there's this hint that some of these names get to a price like this and have been beaten up so far that there's just not as much selling as you would think. And I feel like that's the reason why Coinbase didn't break that 50. Maybe that's why we haven't really followed through to the downside on Roblox. I don't think it's a short interest thing, per se, but at least it's got some relative strength in it here today. I mean, I had come in and written down the 24 level for a break, but ultimately a lot of that was before 8:30 had hit, and there was adjustment to what I wanted to trade once we had that CPI number. And I was just favoring every single short setup that was out there that we could get our hands on.
Look, I'll put the sticky note in the chat when I joined the chat. I was still on Prad's show there. Yeah, look, it wasn't a surprise to me, obviously, with the market going this way and that Roblox number that we thought here. I'll put the sticky note in the chat right now as I've just joined it. But here we go. We talked about Roblox looking to go long here at 21. That didn't come into play, but you saw here, given that their daily active users, we talked about that right up here, increase of 28%, possible base around 21 with an I don't know guy. So we'll see if that does continue to hold, but there's Roblox right there. 21 came into play. Problem was, again, you know, there's the move. Oh, no, that's yesterday. This move was off of CPI that came through, right? There's 830 is CPI. Where is it? It's right here. So that move brought it all the way down here into that 21. Crazy to take a long. I mean, we tried it in Apple. We actually got a long in Apple. We got a long in AMD off the CPI, but we weren't willing to do that on Roblox. That turns out to be the exact bottom. So we were saying maybe a base at 21 off there. A nice little bump up for Roblox. It was up at one point. I thought like 21% maybe as a high. So you've even pulled back 15% from that $28. But like you just mentioned, you're still up pretty high. 23.80 there. We're already invested into Facebook now. We're Microsoft. We're Rivian short. I'm in 4 positions, 2 longs, 2 shorts right now. But this is a nice little level, 23.75. So I think you either break that to the downside here if the market continues to be weak, or this is not a horrible level to test. Like this could be a good long test here. In and around $24, give it to 23.50 right there. So I don't mind Roblox today. Increase in daily active users. That's really all that we can ask for. We know they're not making money. Kids are in school right now. Summertime should be better for Roblox and Robux. Let's just see where we go from there. But I don't mind this play. You take it here. It's $1 worth of risk. I mean, maybe you don't take it right here, but $1 worth of risk to the downside, 23.50. And then you got some nice upside to 26.50 at least, maybe 27.50 if the market gets going. But these are all ifs and buts, are nothing but candies and nuts.
No.
Good one. Coinbase, on the other hand, continues to slide. We got 250. You guys were joking in the pre-market saying, what if we see 50 today? Well, hey, guess what? We saw 50 today.
We did, and I wish I'd done. I did actually have a long off $50. I said I was going to. I did take some longs, but ended up getting out of them. Had to step away. We did have one issue. I think it's resolved now, but with our script orders, which made it very tricky to reverse trades. So if you're in a long position, I like to use 2 different stop orders. One of those stops wasn't available to us, which meant pick and choose. Do I want to have the short at 50 broke or have the long? But we talked about declining users, declining everything, whatever, man. We've gone over the report. It was an absolute gong show, but it is bouncing pretty strongly off 50. It's worth noting, they also broke it was kind of like when Tesla, I forget the price level, but Tesla had a huge seller at a bottom the other day. And there was another one on Coinbase here, you know, in that 51, 52 range just now, and then we broke that. 55 was a huge level, not just where we stopped out or trailed out of it, but also when we broke the 55 support, things got out of hand. So as we get back up to that price, I think there could be a little bit of a fade, but hey, this market looks like it's trying to pick a bit of a bottom. I'm watching Rivian get back above 20. I'm watching AMC back above 10 even. You know, things are starting to get back and rise here, so maybe you could see a Coinbase at a 55, but you know, the long for me was down around $50, and it was only able to make like $1 on that trade, even though you know, it's obviously gone a heck of a lot further than that.
Just quickly here, we did make a mistake there. I mean, I got to check my orders. We didn't mean to push more long upside now in Facebook, but we just did punch a 190.44 for some reason long. So that's why you're starting to see me getting some out. Facebook was a great long that we just took there at 190, and then we got more here at 190.50. That's not, we've been averaging into here, so my price isn't going to look great, but we made money here on Facebook and definitely made some cash here on AMD. Look where we just got something out here as I'm just trying to scalp right now. We just got an 89.63 fill off of these 89 longs. So we're trying to play a little bit here. What are we talking about? Coin. Yeah, Coinbase is a disaster. We left you guys talking about crypto. I can leave some of these trades on. I have stop orders and whatnot. We left you guys before when crypto was bouncing around, and I was celebrating Solana. Remember? It was $58, now back down to 52. So that's bouncing around here. Crypto, Bitcoin now sub 30 again right now. Ethereum held 2,000, but pretty nasty. Stable coins are fine. Not Luna, but USDC is right here. Pretty good. So that's working out. Dogecoin down to 8 cents. Not good. An interesting one, obviously Cardano's down to 55. Wow, that one's gotten smoked downside. That might be something to look at, but they're all. Look at the 7 days. 40% Solana, 30%, 30%, 21, 20. So the big guys are trying to hold up okay. Where's Avalanche? That was one that I was wondering about. What? Avalanche must be tied to Luna or something. I got to do some research on this too, because I was looking at this one $70 like 3 days ago or something. Not looking at it, but just it's on my watch. $31.50 now for Avalanche, down 47%, down 34% in 24 hours. Like, okay. So, crypto just as fun as stocks, but no more safe, apparently. Yeah, slapped around here on the cryptocurrency side. So, by the way, Coinbase telling people that if they go bankrupt, none of your coins are safe. So that leaves me with a good.
I, for one, am shocked.
That's a great feeling. Great feeling for anybody on Coinbase Exchange right now. So, all you can do is wake up tomorrow, and the next thing you know, your wallets are frozen, and there's absolutely nothing you can do to get out. So, Look, I don't know if that's something that people want to be doing or not. I'm not here to say Coinbase is going bankrupt. I have no idea. That's just a talk that I heard, read some articles, talked to some people, and that is a reality. It's in their report. So just watch out for anybody that's excited about Coinbase. Make sure you don't get liquidated. Not that that's going to happen, but that's what they're talking about.
Makes you feel better, anyways. Unity was another one we were discussing in the pre-market this morning. Big tank as well, aftermarket yesterday on a mess of a report for Unity. But we do hold, surprisingly. It's 35% still, but we do hold some of these levels from aftermarket yesterday on Unity, guys. But outside of the move higher and the halt, this has really done not much all day.
What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap! Unity. So apparently, I had to do it because I always make that joke because I love Chappelle, A, but B, because I don't have any other better ones. So I just steal everything I can from Dave Chappelle, and it's a great one. But there was one trade. We joked about, we did joke about Coinbase at 50, but we joked about 30 on Unity as well. And 30 came in this morning. I had 0 shorts on Unity. I tried shorting at 8:30. I can go to the 1-minute chart as well. Like, I tried shorting it off the open, but it's like, look how far it was down. Like, it was already rolling over. It was already rolling over on that CPI report, and it dropped $5. So if you wanted to short the bottom, you could at 32 at the open. By then, I stopped chasing it. But hey, it came to $30 real quick. There was one dip buy. I got the heck out of Dodge at 32 at the open price, and it came back to 35. And guess what's back in play? A 30 break on Unity. So AMC 10, Unity 30. A few things still around there. Affirm 15 kind of already happened, but man, there's just so much pain to be had, especially in these growth names. Like 2 of the top 10 ARK flagship names today getting absolutely squanched. 26% down on Coinbase, 35% down on Unity software.
Squanchy to the upside. I have no idea what that's from Rick and Morty, but I don't know anything about it.
Dude,
I should start watching it, man, because I would love it right there. By the way, don't run up on Dave Chappelle on stage, or else I saw what happened to that dude.
Yo.
Oh, man, that guy's arm mash up.
What did you think?
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I hope he doesn't have. Well, actually, I do hope he has. Well, I don't hope negative on anybody, but he ran up on the guy with a fake gun or something like that.
And a knife. What did you think was going to happen?
Like, honestly, like, some people, like, I'm not the smartest guy. I'm far from that, but like, I ain't running up on Dave Chappelle with a fake gun. Or a real one, for that matter, actually. Okay, all right, so here in Canada, that's a little different story, I guess. Okay, Facebook right now, 190.80, a nice rip to the upside. We're making back a shoot ton of cash on some of these bottoms. We just reloaded. What are we talking about? Rivian? Okay, whatever. We'll talk about Rivian in a second. Right there, we just reloaded AMD right there at 89 flat. It ripped to 89.90 right there. Or 89.80, took a piece out. Let's go Rivian now, over to Rivian. Rivian breaks through 20 bucks. Holy jeez. How bad is Rivian? Bad. When is their report? Tonight. So, man, we shorted this. We've cashed out. It's now back a little bit against us here. If we break above 20, I got to have an area to get out. So we'll get out above 25 or so on this Rivian move. But honestly, man, we're jacked up right now. We've got AMD starting to go high. We're going to take another piece out, might as well, as this is going. Facebook starting to go as well. Take another piece out of here, my friend. But yeah, we're trying to hold a little bit more. I'm a little peed off about losing some money here today on some of these plays. But we did get out a softie. That was only a $5 winner right there. Got out at 162.50. So that was good off of 262.50 off of 267. So sorry, 450 right there. But yeah, we're rocking now. We're cooking with gas. 2025 is my out for Rivian. But I'm worried about this one, Brendan. I mean, we've seen all these other names just get five-fingered. And, you know, now it's a downside move one more time for Rivian. I'm not expecting much, let alone a beat. But here we go. It's going back up to the upside. We're almost out of this one.
And remember, too, like for Rivian, and we haven't heard anything from Amazon, right? Like we know Ford sold 8 million shares, and they still have 94. Amazon still, in theory, has 160 million Rivian shares. And look, imagine they were to have a disappointing quarter and be down at $15, and Amazon took nothing out. That would tell you something about their conviction, but that's about all it would tell you, because there'd be some shareholders that are like, "What are you doing? That doesn't make any sense." But you know, I have the same. I scalped the short the first time. I got out of it to go do the trade of the day and then jump right back in at the same price. But I am also giving it to the quarters, and that's more of just an even dollar type of move right there. So Rivian, I don't wish anything poorly on any stock, and I own Amazon shares. So like I can't even sit here and say I want it to be bad. Like I'd love it to recover from here. I think that'd be a good sign for Amazon, maybe making a bit of a temporary bottom. But I'm in the Rivian short until it breaks out of this channel, which I think is at 2025. And oh goodness, Coinbase did just get to 55. So that happened pretty quickly. Coinbase at 55 right now. Going to play a little bit of a curl there. This market is trying to make a move, man. Trying to make a little bit of a bouncy bounce.
We have the whole move here on some names that I've really liked. Facebook, I mean, unfortunately, we dipped down there, but we've been buying the bottoms, and then there it is right now, nicely into the money. I mean, the original hold was down here, 189 flat. You're up to 191 and change right now. Our best at 191.50. The market is coming back down, so that's why you're seeing me empty out right here, and you're also seeing me empty out the clip on AMD as we get back up. Look at all these buys. Buy. Defending these bottoms, nicely scalped to the upside. Obviously, we always wish we held more, but when the market is like this, there's nothing wrong with scalping in and out, and me and Neil talk about that all of the time. So I'm going to take another out right now at 67 if we can. There it is. There's another out for us on that one. And we did on Rivian right now. So we did load up Rivian again at 15, and now we're being rewarded, hopefully, with that one back down to 02. So let's take out some bids here if we can. We'll sit on the bid. Hopefully it'll flush down. Maybe it will flush down one more penny and give us those 02s. And that's it, man. We're only getting at a 10% right here if we get it. There it is. So we got that bid out. So just averaging into these trades here on Rivian. Now average price is right here at 02. So it's not a fantastic trade, but I do think that we test lower. I mean, if this market fails now, I mean, who's going to just step in and say, oh, I'm going to buy Rivian?
Yeah, that's the problem. With that kind of risk, it's like a firm. Like, I don't know, you're going to go risk on into it. Although the argument can be said that if you're leaned on to the short side, at some point you go so far down that the risk does become the other way on the earnings, right?
Yep.
Specifically on the earnings that you might want, the shorts might want to be covering because you could have that spike up overnight. And that's a reasonable argument to be made. Like I can't argue against that, especially something like in a firm, which is already down at that $15 range. But I think there could be some room on Rivian. So I was just asked if this is a bottom to maybe buy some NEO. I will say this on anything that.
Well, I got smoked on NEO.
I know we just won 100 points in the NASDAQ. Remember that 13 level on NEO? It's still in the bottom end of the channel. It didn't really break back above, which is kind of weird to me. So I'm not really there yet on NIO and. I had a couple of trades on it at the highs and thought we were breaking out at 14. Eventually had to give up the ghost when it couldn't hold down at 1370. But I'm not really convinced that the party is over on NIO. I just feel like we should have bounced maybe a little bit more than it just did and shown a little bit more strength. So, I'm kind of out for now on NEO. Back above 13, it makes a base there. I think makes a little bit more sense. I just got into Coinbase, by the way. But I think you want to be at least a little bit patient. especially here down around these lows, in terms of the quality of names that you might want to have for the longs. Like, to me, the only long I have is Intel. And if you haven't watched it all week, like, the reason for that Intel long goes all the way back. Whatever, I've shown it a million times. Like, that 43 level has just been an absolute monster for like 6 years, right? Like, it's managed to bounce. So for a day trade, I was long into it, bounced a couple times. Ooh, I can do the correct stop order so that doesn't look like a short sell. But yeah, I'm taking profits out every time it gets up to the 43 and a quarter, because until it breaks back above the low from the morning, it's got to be a scalp trade, and that's what it's going to be for any of these longs. You got to take the profit when it was there. That's what saved this morning. Like, if you tried to hit the home run on anything, you just ended up holding in, and then it comes all the way back to you, and then you're trying to hold it again, and then it comes all the way back on you. It just made more sense to take our profit and run on the long side of the trade. The shorts, when you're in the money, you've been able to hold on to these things. And I am in this AFI, by the way. It's just a penny stock. My stop is at 60 cents. It went to 70 earlier. I shorted that, but my stop is at 60 cents. I'm just scalping it.
Of interest, anyways, on the Rivian side of things was the Saudis, of course, coming out yesterday, saying they have no intention of selling any of their shares as well. I think it was about 4% for Saudi interest. So interesting, back below 20. So here we go with Rivian. I wanted to mention PayPal real quick. There was a volume spike there, back higher, interestingly. Like PayPal's 76.50 today. Google came out this afternoon and announced a Google Wallet. So some of these had a bit of a downtick when that happened, but trying to get back to the upside here, even for PayPal. But bounced off 75 today, guys, for PayPal.
What do you mean Google Wallet? For what? Crypto?
I would assume so.
Otherwise, it's not a story, though. But
What, Google has a wallet for crypto? I mean, if
do they? Not yet.
What? Whatever, man. Prad talking some stuff in the background there. I mean, Google Pay, bro, with a wallet on a credit card. I mean, I've been doing that for 5-10 years with mine, so that can't be the story. But it might, maybe if it's crypto. I mean, I was just thinking that because we went from one story where it was like, if you have shares, coins, or you're staking at Coinbase, that you could get liquidated, basically, was one of our stories. And then now we come back and hear that maybe Google is also offering wallets. So you ask yourself, if that's the case, right, is that which company is more likely to liquidate your wallet on that one? So I'll leave it at that, but I don't know. I don't know anything about that story, obviously, as you can tell. So we'll get more information on that one. I love you, Marissa, my wife. I just said, wow, what a day. And she sent a roller coaster emoji. So it's always good. Sometimes it's good when your significant other knows what you're up to, but sometimes it's not. But okay, right now, I'm only talking about trading.
Always good.
Yeah, always good. Only talking about trading, though. Because, if I tell her, like, oh my God, I'm down like X amount today, might not want to do that. But when I'm up, I don't have a problem telling you. Actually, it should be the other way around. I should tell her that I'm always getting killed.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah. What am I doing with this one?
You know how it's.
Yeah. But we are not always getting killed. So if you are watching, love you. Everything's fine. Okay, so here goes AMD again. I thought, like, I was sitting at 92. It must have ran away from my order because I'm still there at 92, and the high was 92, 93 there. So yeah, all right. So that makes sense. I'm not trading anywhere near 10,000 share lots or anything like that, but we have seen orders run away from, algos run away from big size. So sometimes if they're seeing a legitimate size there, that's why, I just got filled right now, but as it breaks through, of course. Now, see what I'm saying? Now, the only time you get filled is when it rips all the way through you. But what I was getting at with that point was the fact that dark pools are very, very accessible for traders here at Day Trade the World. And a lot of the time, if you guys are using Robinhood or even I think TD Ameritrade has an option as well to go feeless and things like that, a lot of those orders will be conducted or transacted, that's it, in the dark pool. So sometimes you get passed over when you are sitting there in what we call, Neil, the lit market. So
yes, the lit market.
And I like to use lit market, which means that my order gets posted. If you can come over here, Fahad, again. So the lit market means that your order would show up here. So like I would be that ARCA down here at 97 or 98. And the thing about that is most of these gateways will offer you a rebate of about I'll just say $2 per 1,000 shares roughly. Some are 220, some are 180, blah, blah, blah. And that's part of our job, and that's part of the job of the guys behind us, learning what gateways you want to use when, because some you even have to pay for, and on those gateways, you get filled earlier, but you have to pay for the transaction the other way around. So there are advantages or disadvantages. For me, I like to use whatever gateway I trust from a technological standpoint, and I've just had a lot of faith with Arca, and this is no means associated with Arca, but I like to use the Arca gateway. It seems to be pretty solid. It gives a solid rebate, and I seem to get fills, when necessary. So that's what I use in that. Just for people at Day Trade the World, a routing order I use is NASDAQ scan. So talk to your trading floor, I used to run this department, trading floor development team to find out what, I forget what I just called it, but that's since the new name now. I called it Go Live Pro. That was what it was.
Just get one with a good acronym, right? Like, so you
don't
don't have
GLP,
to actually,
it was Go Live Pro.
Yeah, GLP.
But trading floor to TFD is just as good, really. Anyways, contact your TFD representative and find out more about the lovely NASDAQ scan.
And always have 2 routing keys set up. It doesn't.
That would be a good idea. I have one, but that wouldn't be a good idea.
It doesn't happen very often, but if you drop connection to one gateway, it goes down, you have the other one available to you. And I'm telling you, right, like it's just, you trade long enough and something can only happen once or twice, and only matter once or twice, or like every decade something comes into play. But the day that it happens, you're going to really be happy that you did so.
Well, our example about the script orders today.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I didn't have an Edge A, which is another routing key, set up. I use our script orders. We had a problem with the script server, and all of the stop orders weren't triggering. So that's Neil for the win on that one.
Or they were triggering and
a good example.
The order actually not going out, which can happen, but then you have another option available to you. I just got out of Coinbase because I'm not going to sit there and get slapped around fighting some of these shorts
What's
too
up
hard.
with that
If they want to
move?
try to break out, fair enough. I'll demonstrate this one, and if AFI moves, someone kept asking, what do you think about it? And I want to get to a firm in a quick second here, but now that's not going to load, so I'll just do it this way. If 60 breaks, this gets interesting, but I've basically been like shorting and scalping. It's been giving some at 50, and I got bids in the low 53s. I've already taken some out at 55. If we break back up, then I want to reshort it off at 75 even. 75 cents, which is like 70s up here, which has already happened once. But until it breaks out of this range to the upside, there's probably nothing to see with this AFI. You can always just sort of sleep on it. Tesla, wow, Tesla. It's way too fast there. Tesla is right back at 750. So, obviously if the market comes down, you're going to see Tesla, testing some levels. It got right to that 740 level as we were starting the show here, and that was, I think, even more important than the 750. But we need to hold this bottom end of the channel. There's been no follow through for a lot of these breaks, for some of these moves we've seen in the market. I just showed you how strong Coinbase is, but it's down a heck of a lot more than a Tesla off the high. So I feel like there's some exhaustion with the sellers. Tesla really needs to hold this 750 level. I like that 740. I think it gives you a chance at a dip buy. But the way I see Rivian, like it just keeps on getting to 20, failing, getting to 20, failing over and over again. And do not sleep on AMC. This story I don't think is done. As long as we're within spitting distance of 10, that is just too big of a level to ignore. Like that's probably the one that excites me the most. And going back over to a firm, it would have to pop a heck of a lot more than it's doing right now for me to want to short into this. I think I'd take a shot at 16, but even that's like 16, 17, something along those lines. It looks like it's trying to get there, but this market, let's see if it can't make a bit of a bounce. Like how cool would it be for once to follow through to the long side?
Yeah, no, it's pretty damn cool, and we've just made all of our money back here in the afternoon on this long. So yeah, I mean, we hit it. We just pretty much destroyed that long here off this bottom. Microsoft, sorry, I should have been long Microsoft. Well, actually, I'm going to go back to Microsoft in a second, talk about that, because I am dumping some of these and looking to get short now. We are now only in, honestly, like what? 1 or 2% of this Facebook trade. We punched too many shares long right there by accident, which is why we really started to get, not by accident, I mean, it broke this 190.50, but we were already long from down into here and here. So I didn't really want more exposure, which is why we wound up getting out. But But unfortunately, I should have held it. Well, fortunately, I held a decent amount, but we got these out at 190, 150. Now you're seeing Facebook to the upside. We just took some out at 28 there, and now we hold that 1 or 2% left. Nothing, literally nothing. AMD, we saw this barcode right into here, around 90 quarters. So all we've been doing is dumping from this 89 long. So that's worked out pretty good for us. And then the hold of Rivian has been working out. So, we're waiting for that 25 to break. Ideally, now that's only 240, I'd like to hold this into the close. So I don't have any more bids. That's a lie. I do have one at 89. Okay, so I have one more bid down there at 89 to get out, and then we'll hold a decent spot for hopefully, we're not going to hold after 4 o'clock. Silence. But we may.
I'm not.
No,
you can't.
I'm not either.
You could if you wanted to.
I'm not either. We're supposed to be flat at 4 o'clock, so that's why I'm going to say stuff like that.
Servers don't go that many.
Yeah, 4:15. Actually, yeah, we've had players. Player 2 join the game. We've had traders hold positions for a little bit for the earnings, but I don't want to do that. I may hold some, like a very, very small amount, just to see where those earnings do come through, but sometimes they're not right at 4 o'clock. Anyways, what I'm getting at here is that let's see if Rivian wants to test these bottoms one more time, 1960. I just don't see anybody coming in and buying this name up here on earnings, not with what we've seen in the market. So I'm very, very confident with dollar right now, $1.20 in the money on AMD and $1.80 in the money on Facebook. So far so good to some of these longs. The day is a roller coaster, and I'm glad to be on it.
Yeah, it's been a fun roller coaster, that's for sure. And we just asked about Nvidia. It's so similar to NEO. There's a lot of charts like this, and you'll see some stocks move to the upside in this bounce, and you'll see others not budge. And unfortunately for Nvidia, it's in the latter. We got down to this 170 level, which is where we grabbed the longs in the morning. At least a couple of times we had this on a double bottom. It cannot seem to break back out. So you got to note the relative strength and weakness. It had relative weakness when it tried to break 177.50. Now 175 is resistance. And suddenly what was the floor, which is 170, has turned into a bit of a ceiling on Nvidia. So you contrast that with what was going on in AMD and what is going on in AMD. AMD broke out. Sure, it's pulled back, but it's still broken out. It's nowhere near the lows of the day. It's still green by 1 percentage point. So there is a bit of a divergence between some of these names, and Nvidia is getting the short end of the stick. This is not the simple market where tech goes up and every single one of the semi names goes up the same amount. You just pick and choose, and just hit one, and they all go. Nvidia is definitely weaker today, and it needs to get back above 170. I would have been if it was at these levels. I'd be shorting it into VWAP, but it's nowhere close. Just hanging at the lows, barcoding. Don't need to be in. If you like a long off a level like that, it makes sense, but short at that bottom, nah, not for me.
91.25. I was just looking here at Facebook. Oh man, that could have been a reload down there. Maybe we'll do it next time. The market, I think, wants to go higher now. You're already down 2%. I mean, if we sort of zoom back out here and look at the NASDAQ today, this is CPI that came out 8.5 versus 6.3. So, pretty dramatic difference there, 30% to the upside on that number. Well, the downside, but the upside number was a bad one. It came all the way down, then basically made it all the way back. I mean, within 30, or I guess it was within, 50 handles or so on the NASDAQ. Made it all the way back, and then it's just been like this. There's the high, then you got a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then all of a sudden it just collapses to the downside, starts to break all these levels, and right now we're trying again. They're still making, sure, now you can start going higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, but we failed to take that level, which would have been the next bump up right there. So now you can use this sort of 12,150 or so on the NASDAQ, which we're at right now. We're right here. If that breaks to the upside, then you're going to get another push. So we are into Facebook right now, $1.50. We're into AMD, although we just got a piece out there, a little scared that we were going down off that move, but now it looks like we've retraced it. So hopefully we'll be able to hold AMD, there's AMC. Isn't that funny? There's AMC, there's AMD, there's AA, but there's no AMB, but there probably is. What's up, Brendan?
More from Google. It's the annual developers conference today for Google. So they just said the 6A, Sean, the Pixel 6A, going to come out July 21st at 449, which I think is the same as the last one, but July 21st, we get a new Pixel phone. Also, just to confirm, the wallet, they're just going to relaunch the current wallet, but brand new Pixel phone to come in July as well.
Okay, well, that story makes more sense.
I have the Pixel 6 with a rune. I like the Pixel 6a. I think it's probably just going to be smaller form factor, probably. But, okay, like there we go again. Like that order was not in there for AMD, man. And then we'll take some out. Oh, that sucks. Honestly, you know what's happening? It's these script orders that are just showing up that were supposed to be canceled right there. Like, oh, it's going to suck now because now my AMD doesn't look like it's a great price. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Money is money. That's all I really give two what's about. But I'm just going to... That order was definitely not in there to go long on that break of AMD, but we did anyways. We got out right away. If you notice
that happened to me on Apple at 150.
Yeah, so we just got broke long there, 34, and I literally just got out 35. Again, now I wish I would have held it. It's only 5 cents, but there it is. So we got out on that on purpose. I'm just going to make sure they don't have any more orders up right now. I'm just going to cancel everything.
But when you get a chance, take your profit, man.
That's right.
Like
Look where it is now.
You get the open J.
God.
Just shoot the shot, man. Take the
Shoot
easy
the Jimmy?
shot. So shoot it. But yeah, so 40. I just took more shares out of Intel. Every time it dips down, I'm just going to get back on the bid in front of 43. And I'm going to rinse and repeat this trade and try to at least keep it at least a little bit tight to the vest. Oh, you're joking around about the whole like RBLX and
AMD
similar names, but like there's Roblox today, and then
Redbox.
That's the other one.
That's another one.
Which, sometimes your trades don't age well, man. I actually had to short off of like $6, and this is the one that has like the all stock deal. Yeah, now down at $3 and still absolutely cratering. And when you really looked into this, that should have just been a shorted and hold it altogether. We played it as a momentum play, but that one could still potentially head even lower. It feels like it's done and dead for the day. In some of these other names, Alibaba. This is everything's woodshedded, so I guess I'm not really picking anything that stands out. Alibaba, on the other hand, the higher low, it has not even sniffed that March low. Like some stocks haven't come close to it. Baba was at like 70-something, 73, I think. The higher low has come into play at 81.90, and that just got for 81.5. That just got tested here today. So there's a decent chance this significant level could hold up. So I'm watching Alibaba for potential dip. I did have a couple of trades on this morning. It's like, man, like I was looking at Baba when it made that first flush to 85, and we retook this level. Like that was a breakout trade, taking $1 and then reloading it here, and then scalping it out for like 50 cents and thinking, okay, I'll sit it out because it doesn't look as strong. Meanwhile, like $5, $6 to the downside later. Just wasn't thinking reverse on Alibaba, that's for sure. But that 81.50 to 82 level certainly significant on Baba. Brendo?
This crazy wheat ETF, guys, just popped up again, which I think was actually blocked for us at one point. Just started going. So big time volume through 11.10. But hey, we can trade it now. So breaking out on volume here for wheat.
Wheat.
Because I know when things went really crazy, I know that we couldn't trade it in the system. Just the volatility thing. Oh, we can trade it. It was similar to like remember when oil futures went negative, and I remember like those 2 days, for risk purposes, like they halted trading for a while. And that's the thing about trading on a prop floor, right? Like at the end of the day, like you have pretty strict risk controls. Yes, sure. You're not trading with your own money, but when you trade with somebody else's and then you get a commission off of it, there can be some pretty intense rules. That being said, that was easily the right decision. Like people would have just gotten wrecked trying to go ahead because when you were looking at it, everyone was sitting there like, hey, this ain't going negative.
Yeah.
Right? So everyone would have been jamming in front of like 1 cent and then getting absolutely wrecked when things got haywire. And I remember looking at a level 2 and it made 0 cents. Like you watched it go negative. I didn't even know what the heck I was looking at.
No, it was...
Good thing we weren't trading.
I don't think our quotes worked because it was a negative number. I think that's what it was.
There was a quote. It just literally made no sense.
It made no sense when you looked at it because we hadn't seen anything like that when oil went into the negatives. And I remember going and filling up 56 cents a liter.
Oh, God, that
was fun. And I think I made Marissa take a picture of it. So I'm going to try to find that and then email that to our government and be like, look at this. now we're at 220 or something a liter. I don't know what it is anymore. I got to try to fill up. I got to try to fill up. I got to try to fill up tonight. Okay. Speaking about filling up cars, Rivian owners don't have to worry about that, but we just got they just have to worry about profits. We just got that 1989 there that we wanted. Good year, good year. We got that 1989 bid there on Rivian off that reload short of 20 or 15 or whatever I had. 15, I guess that's what I'm short right now, so that makes sense. We're going to wait to see if it comes back in. No more outs. I told you that my only bid there was going to be that 89, so we sit on that one and now wait to see where we go on RIVN. We are almost out of this one, man. A break of 69, another good year. If this can come back in right now, AMD's failing at some of these levels. That's why we just took some more pieces out. Again, remember we pushed long there. We didn't mean to do that. It doesn't matter. It's the same net, it'd be the same. Like either I'd be still holding along or now getting, taken out of that long there. But we got out pretty much right away. Now there we go. Now we're flat. So we just got out of the last piece there, breaking that 50 period. So someone said in the chat, guys, don't be greedy. The market's probably coming back. And you're right. So we didn't get greedy at all. We gave back a little bit of money for sure. Obviously, when the market's up here and now it's $1 lower, you're going to give something back. But that's fine for me. Well within the parameters. And this is why I said when Facebook was ripping up here, that didn't happen. It's right down here right now. That's why we're getting out of that move when it came up here into these levels. 193, we took a 192.30 offer there and got out of Facebook. So now I have that 1 or 2% just watching these names move around. But even if you have a small amount of shares, this market is just heading down lower right now. So just be careful. Hopefully the shorts will print, and I may not get into any more longs.
The only, I just feel like the only long I'll have is still going to be this Intel, which got back to 43, so I guess I'm reloading that. SoFi just put in a wick top at 550 right up here, so it looks like that could be heading back in southbound. Coinbase just rolled over at 54. Affirm, however, might be the most appealing. Well, maybe not the most appealing, but one of the more appealing names, as it couldn't even get to this $16. So a bit of a shallow move back up as we're retesting lows. I might get into this one at $15.50 and just look to see if we can't give it to that $16 range on Affirm. There's just so many names to watch. Peloton as well. That's another one which cannot seem to get off the bottom. If there was some kind of a jailbreak long, you have an obvious level here at 1275 where it could go to the upside. But when I see a level like that and we're tight to it and the market's coming down, it's a short before it's a long because it has to break out. If it's resistance, it's worth shorting in front of. So Affirm here, Peloton here. SoFi only if it ticks up and gives me a good entry off 550, 560.
I called up Apple here because we just kind of flushed in the NASDAQ. But Apple needs, I just wish it was closer to 148, some of these tops here. Don't know if we want to play in the middle again here on Apple. We're right in the middle of this range that we've talked about a couple times here. We don't want to diddle in said middle. So I don't know. We might have to wait for this, but I don't mind it. That was a pretty decent flush there in the NASDAQ. So yeah, let's, you know what? I'm waiting lower. I'll talk about, let's just put this trade on right now, just quickly here into the short. Up to, I only really want to give it, this is going to be a real tight stop, man. 147.50. I don't even want to deal with this up here at 148. So, we'll put on some shares here, see if Apple wants to continue to fail to the downside. So that's a quick position there. Just maybe a little north of 147.50. We'll try to deal with Apple. Maybe 80s, something like that on the 80s. So 147.80 or so as a first out on Apple. Mr. Wickens.
The Google Watch, guys, finally confirmed. They haven't said anything about this, but coming this fall, confirmed from Google for the watch. They also said the Pixel 7 will be available this year.
Yeah, what is that?
Is there an event happening in Google that we...
Developer conference.
Oh, it's a developer conference. Okay, so when there's more people on the floor, I'm sure you probably said it, Brendan. So
yeah, I didn't hear it.
Sometimes we don't hear. There's so many more people here.
No, that's great though.
That's fantastic. But we'll do this one for AFI. Now, this gift is going to stop giving. I promise you. Well, I shouldn't say that. It is likely to stop giving. As long as it continues to put in these higher lows, I feel like eventually it's going to stop giving you this short off here at 60. And as I say that, as I say that it's about to stop and make a tighter wedge and break to the upside, it then starts doing that capitulation candle thing where it goes, and that's the thing, 60 down to 50, over and over again, you've been able to get this. But it's still a pretty bullish move to the upside. As long as you're above VWAP here, you can say that a lot of the longs from like 12 to 15 cents are probably holding on to this thing. But either way, it tends to be working here, so we'll continue to ride that wave as long as it wants to do it. Of course, now Coinbase comes back into the downside. Man, we're flushing again. Like, we're back down to spitting distance of 12,000 on the NASDAQ, and it's just every single time you get to an even dollar on UVXY, and I know the quotes are messed up if you watch UVXY, it gets to 18 and then a bounce. It just finds a support level and bounces off said support level. And when that happens, the market makes another leg down over and over, rinse and repeat every time.
Yeah, we are ready right now. Let's just throw this around. Hopefully it'll go even lower and we can actually make some money on this trade. Apple right now, a whopping 30 cents, but let's hope we can get a little lower. Looking at this level right here, 146.80 is actually where I'm bidding right now. 146.80 on Apple, just into here. I don't want to wait for the ultimate lows of 146.50. If that comes through, great. But we're going to average in, get out 147.80. So we're trying to play a little bit in the middle here, just trying to scalp it out. So let's see which fills first. Will it be down here, 147, 146.80? So, I mean, I'm just putting my money on the short right now for Apple, but it's not that it's holding up good, because it's not. You're down 5% here. But at the same time, you know, it's not completely tanking right now either. This break was huge, breaking 150 to the downside. Obviously, it didn't really stop. I mean, you got a little bit of a bounce there, but it stopped about 147. So that's where we're at right now. So if the market, here we go, come on, 146.80. If the market comes in a little bit here, then yeah, I mean, Apple will take that down, and we should at that point, unless I make a keystroke error, which I won't do, hopefully. Well, why would I though, anyways? But anyways, the move down here, Apple 146. So let's see if we get that 146.80 right now. You can see it's pretty volatile, but I'm just gonna like sit on my hands a little bit. Hopefully some of these trades can rock and roll for us. Rivian, same thing. Oh yeah. 189.20, right around here is my Facebook bid. So if we do get a collapse in Facebook, which would mean our Apple trade would be printing, then we will take a long down into here somewhere on Facebook. So we'll hold this long we have right now, 50 cents in the money. But if we get a 189.20 is my next bid against that low of the day.
Speaking of lows of the day, I know there's things that are down more than 15%. There's a lot of them. However, I can't think of any of them that are like Block, which, yeah, that's now at 70. It's made a bottom already at 70. But this is, when you get multi-day levels like this that break, and I'm kicking myself for missing this bottom. I was looking at the BABA bottom like this, which didn't break, right? Like, BABA's held the crazy previous low we had. This one's back in February. BABA's was in March. And then he came all the way back and held this 80 over and over again. And then when it finally broke, and in the chat we had a few people mentioning it, and shout out to anybody that was, because that was a great call. Those are the types of levels you want to see. Big double bottom on the higher time frame. You get below it, and it just absolutely falls apart below that price. I don't know where the bottom's going to be on this, but 70 is a round number, and it's $10 away from 80, and that's what it happens to be right now. But wow, Block is ugly. And that's why when I say BABA has held this, and, you know, this little double bottom it has on the daily, yeah, okay, sure, you can try to get a nice little bounce long off of it, but truth of the matter is you gap below 80 on Alibaba, and then maybe you're right back into this 73. Like, that's a short. It might be a trap, and maybe we gap below on Alibaba tomorrow, and maybe I'm short at 79, and maybe it breaks back above 80 and I lose $1 on the trade. But I promise you this, if Alibaba is below $80 tomorrow, I'm going to have a short somewhere, unless it gaps to 70 in one shot, which is not going to happen. But you got to take those types of plays, because that's where the real big upside is, when you get these massive multi-level breaks. And yeah, of course we are. There is the morning low again being tested on the ES, which does mean we're heading back southbound. The Rivian just got back to the low of the day. And I think you take profits in either way, because no one ever looked a gift horse. Ooh, that's the other one. The other one's not so bad. It's not as offensive as in your face. But you know, when everyone broke taking profit, and this has been a pretty slow grind off of 20, I still think you can see 1950, 1925, 19 even as risk comes off going into these earnings. But down on Rivian here. Peloton, however, hasn't really started to roll over to the low of the day, but I'll be scalping some of that in front of the low of the day just to make sure that we take some profit. But yeah, once again, we are retesting those lows. The ES now 1% to the downside. As what a bounce on UVXY. Just always catches a bid. I'll tell you this much. When when we actually get a consolidation, a significant consolidation break on UVXY, that's where your real long is going to be. It just hasn't happened yet.
It has not. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm debating buying some Tesla. I'm going to call it up in a minute. As we just took another bid at the day's low on Rivian. Now we'll hold it. I mean, I can't believe we were able to get a 72 bid there. So that was pretty much the low. The low was 67, but we'll take that in as it's collapsing right now. And by the way, let's go right again, man. Throw that money around. Look what we just got. That was the very bottom in Apple. 146.80, we just got it. So, I mean, right there, that's a nice call. We're short at 23, so 40 cents. I mean, it's not great. We'll hold for a little bit more now, like I said. Maybe the bottom on Apple. We'll wait to see if that's coming through. There goes Rivian, more. The name that we would have done this as a trade of the day, but we had some good results there with Coinbase. But look at Microsoft. Like all these shorts today, this is all that this was, all the way to the downside. Microsoft, needless to say, actually it's pretty close, but Microsoft, my number one trade today from a net standpoint. AMD's not going to be far behind that, nor is Coinbase for all those trades. And Rivian could, we'll see right there. But you could see Microsoft right now back down near these bottoms. No real reload opportunities, maybe right there, but we were still short. We covered right there. So this could have been a reload up to VWAP. Maybe if you liked it right there as well, but the market started to go up, I guess, after Joe Biden. I see he's gone now. So the market just continues to flush down here. Watch out for this 260. This is just another leg to drop here in the market. It sucks, but hey, unfortunately, this is what we're living with now. You're going to have to sort of hope and pray with some of these longer-term trades. I mean, that's never, the solution to pray for something to happen. But right now, until the Fed comes around, spins this whole thing around for us, then yeah, we already know what they're planning on doing. And speaking about planning on doing something, Tesla right now, geez, man.
Here's 740.
Yeah, it cracked that 750 level that we were talking about for this whole time. I mean, Tesla, Tesla again, come on, I zoomed in right there. This is the February and March bottoms that held both times. I don't believe that's a real wick down to 695. I don't remember that. But these 757s and so on and so forth had held. And today, it has broken.
Everything breaks. It's like you don't even want to.
So doom and gloom.
It's one of these, man. But it's like, if you go short, you're winning. Right? And I get it. It's not always fun. Like, don't get me wrong. But certainly when you see some of these prices come in, like the pain on the other end of it. That's where the buck stops. But hopefully, the other side of this is you can be thinking about places to get out and sort of what the market is telling you in the short term. These are all day trades, right? So shorting Peloton at the low is not something that I would ever say someone should be doing when they're swinging, because I think that's kind of crazy. And when you start working to these lows of the day, fading into it has been working, especially when you find a resistance level. Miss V has a little something for us. What do you got there at the desk?
Hey guys, it's 3 o'clock already, and let's see what Power Hour will bring to us. Hopefully only profits. And while I'm here, I remind you to like this video. 3,600 people are watching us right now, but we're only at 300 likes. Guys, like button need your attention, and Trader TV Live team need your support. Please like this video, and back to you guys.
Yep. This got blocked, but Hawes858 said, praying accomplishes absolutely nothing but self-delusion and hopium. Exactly. I mean, and that's why I'm saying, taking that back. We're not praying for anything to happen. The market's going to do whatever it does, and you have to stay disciplined. All I've been doing right now in the last couple of days, I talked about buying Nvidia. I want to buy some more Tesla because we're at this level, just dollar cost average. And I'm not talking about big time money going in here. It's just like, buy little by little in companies.
Well, we should explain. What? Like 10% at a time or 20% at a time?
Yeah, I mean, that's dollar cost averaging,
but
right?
Not everyone always knows that, right?
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. And I think we're at levels right now where it's going to be impossible for me, Neil, anybody, any of you guys as well. We could get lucky and call bottoms. I mean, some people do that, and that's fine. And maybe there is something, but the 10-year's going crazy. The NASDAQ keeps hitting lows. New stocks keep making new lows. Earnings season is unfortunately not over yet. The summertime is coming, so we're going to have, look at Rivian, by the way.
I know.
I lied. I'm at 1950. Just waiting. If I could take another bid down there, I'll do that on Rivian.
I actually am thinking about the break at 19.
Right, yeah, take more short.
To get more short, which actually means that usually you should get some out in front of it, though.
But that's what we mean by dollar cost averaging. I mean, get high quality companies And I'm going to put AMD in that boat as well. I mean, you know, 89 bucks. We were just at 150 at some point. Look, I mean, it went down to 80. So that's the thing. Went from 80 to 100, right? So I'm not talking about putting your whole life savings. We had some guy at 130 ask us if he should do that. Remember?
Well,
we were just like, no.
We don't think that happens.
I'm never going to tell you to put a big, you know, large amount of money into one name, unless it's an ETF and you really thought for some reason we were at a key level. But honestly, if you don't have outs, then you shouldn't be looking at putting big time money in. And right now, I mean, I wouldn't complain with anybody if they said, you know what, I believe in AMD. I'm going to drop a significant amount in now, 80, 87, 88, 89, and then use this 82.50 as the bottom. I don't mind that. I don't know if that is the bottom, but dollar cost averaging is the opposite of that. It's just, it's layering in, it's getting levels that you like. You guys know I bought Tesla at 10.
And throw the bids in.
Yeah, the last time I bought Tesla was 1040 or 1020 or something like that. So that position, again, down now 30%, I guess, about, right? Or if, yeah, 30%. No, 25%. So down 25% on that position, but you average in now, and all I'm doing is adding to the problem if it continues to go down. But I'm in this one for the long term. Every time I'm talking about it, I'm talking about investments.
Always, that's exactly. And actually, I just checked. I did get some Micron today. So it's at a pretty significant level, but it doesn't always have to be wait for it to break. Because I said on General Motors, like let it break support and then get it in the 30s. But that's not always the case because you can always just get a piece in, you know, on a support level and start. It could go to 50 bucks, but if it does, you're working into it. And this should be said, and I got to mention this because it's kind of important. Rivian's trying to break that 1950, but it can't seem to get past 49, and it's SSR. So you need to wait for an uptick to be able to get in. But one thing you should be said about dollar cost averaging, it's not only about doing it in the market when it's going to the downside. You can also do that regardless of market conditions. Like I wouldn't get into anything all at once under any circumstances. I don't care where it is or how strong the market happens to be. I kind of feel like you always want to be doing that to a certain degree, like leaving a little bit back just so that you don't have to make an all or nothing decision. I feel like all or nothing decisions, when you don't have to make them, do not make a lot of sense. You know, there are times when like the decision means everything, but that's when it's life or death. And that's not what we're talking about here. You have all the time in the world when you have a long time horizon not to rush it. Realistically, if you're holding something for 10, 20 years, you're not going to care too much whether you got $33 or $37 or $32.70. It's all going to wash out in the end. And again, no one can call the bottom. Although we used to have a magic 8-ball, Sean, that maybe at some point we should bring back to the forefront because it was kind of fun to just be able to ask you questions.
Where's that magic 8-ball?
I think I know where it is. I think it's in one of those boxes that's in the green room. I could be wrong about that, but there's a box with a bunch of crap.
You want to go find it, Valeria?
I think it's out there somewhere. I just got some more Peloton at the low of the day because I'm not looking at gift horse in the mouth. It continues to flush. The shorts are still working, but we did just get to the low on the ES here. Well, sorry. We just got to the morning low on the ES and then bounced. Not the low of the day, 20 points from it, but the ES low just bounced one more time. The ES morning low just bounced. And the NASDAQ is bouncing off 12,000, or at least attempting to bounce at 12,000. And every time you get to a significant level, you might as well take some off because if it holds, you'll probably get a reload. And if it breaks, fair enough, you hold on to a piece of the trade. If you got the trend is your friend. And somehow I'm still in Intel. Like Intel refuses to really break down off of this level. So it looks like we'll be in this one pretty much all morning long. I did reload already once. I'll probably do so again. My stop is at the low. It hasn't gone more than 10 cents below that 43 level. At some point, a level like this is going to break. And buying the dip on Intel for scalps is not going to work over and over again. But until it breaks, I'll be long. Brendo.
I just saw this. Once a high flyer at the beginning of the pandemic. INO, Inovio Pharmaceuticals. Wait for the data to come in here. You'll see a little bit more. I think this thing got up to 50, if I'm wrong. Maybe not that high, but INO down today significantly. They've finally officially dropped their COVID-19. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so 35. So that was the height during the pandemic. So it gets up to 35. But they're no longer going to try and make a vaccine today, guys. So back to $1.80 here for INO.
People are watching Tesla. Yeah, we can have a look at Tesla. There's Rivian. We got a 52 bid, like we said. So that's a nice on that one. So we're pretty happy with that. Phil, look at Apple, guys. We'll hit the diamond hands because feeling like it today. Again, we called this Apple move all morning. We called 155.50. Obviously, we don't have it. Apple's a nice stock today. But you can see, we'll zoom in a little bit more. That's that trade we just took out right there. 147.25, we went short. We got that low at the time of that print, and now you've just broken even lower now. So there's Apple, about $1 in the money now on that trade. So that's a good one. Rivian, still Tank City. And you're going to think that like I'm winning on Apple, but losing on Facebook, it's quite the contrary. This is a very, very small position. I'm holding this so that I can watch the price action in it without actually staring at it. And someone said, I just forwarded that to some people because very, very nice words coming from, where was it there? Talking about just all the stuff that we're doing on the show. I mean, I really want you guys to hear this here. What's up to Bruce Gallo? Thank you so much for everything. And Miss V for the win. Thank you so much. The 8-ball is in the building. Neil hits that one into the park where it was. I'm going to ask the 8-ball if we should be dollar cost averaging, but I'm going to do that in a minute. Right here, my hat's...
stock specific, though.
I'm just going to ask specific. I'm going to ask the major question just so it can focus.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll ask some questions to it. But my hat's off to you guys. You trade, teach, and run a show. This guy's done all three. Ooh, nice. But not at once. So good, yeah. Look, man, not just, to me, it is more about running the show, but obviously we're here to trade and put some money in our pocket. So that really is the tricky thing for me is to share size up and really try to focus. That's why I get a little bit excited when things will work out. Okay, Matt, is there something I'm supposed to say? Okay,
you have to ask the question.
Yeah, I was going to. I didn't know if it was like a sentence,
I don't think so.
A mirror on the wall type of crap. Okay, all right. Magic 8-ball. Is it a good time to dollar cost average into NASDAQ stocks? That's pretty specific.
That's okay.
That's pretty specific.
Most likely.
Most you won't be able to see when I turn it. Most likely.
You trust us.
These things, look, if you don't trust anything else, trust a broke down Magic 8-ball that we just randomly found in our green room.
There's a generation of people that are like, what is a Magic 8-ball? But if you were born around the time that we are, I'm not going to say when that was, then that was a big deal, man. Everybody had one of these at school.
Yeah.
I think it was probably in grade school or junior high. And you'd ask it stupid questions like, should you ask a person up? All that kind of BS. We're just having fun with it. Obviously, and I shouldn't have to say this, don't make a decision based on that. That being said, hey, you got to start at some point. Tesla broke 740. If you're thinking about where we could go in the higher time frame, I've seen 695 be thrown around. Yeah, that's, look, we get to 700, 695 today, then yeah, probably will have tried along in front of 700 at that point. That's not going to happen. However, there was this little turnaround point. I think if you remember the 666 breakout that had a lot of trouble, that's actually, it was 636, then 666, had a lot of trouble when it got to this price, back and forth at about 725, 730. And then when it got out of this consolidation, it kept dipping through that price, and when it broke, it couldn't follow through 750. And when it dipped the last time, then it really started to take off. So I think that 725 to 730 area, probably a little bit more realistic for where we could find a floor today. However, I'm just playing the shorts until it's not. Affirm reports aftermarket. I didn't get into it. Peloton hit for the short. Rivian we're already in, but I didn't actually get the short on Affirm. Looks like it rolled over without me. Still not at the low of the day, however, but below $15 now. That's one where if we see the magic 10 on that one, it'll be much like AMC. Very likely to just be on the bid just cause. It's not an endorsement of it. When if you're long at a level like 50 on Coinbase as a day trader, or 10 tomorrow on Affirm, if it gets there, it's not because you think it's a long-term buy there. You might. Yeah. It's just simply because you think there'll be a big-ass bid that you can go long at 1.2s and then take a scalp trade. That's pretty much it.
What kind of bid was it?
Big-ass bid.
Okay, big-ass bid. Okay, good. I'll look out for that because I like those bids. Okay, just quickly here. Shout out to the High Park Mariners. Yesterday we were able to get our first victory, 1-for-1 right now. So we're ready to rock and roll.
Does that go on TV on the...
yeah, sometimes it goes on, I think, City TV. They used to show it. Yeah. So if you see an idiot there yelling at kids to go, 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 that might be me.
And then they put the highlights on TV 24.
Yes, they do.
And sometimes I used to see it in the mornings. I'm like, oh, maybe you're coaching. But
7 and 8 year olds. So, and then tonight, I only thought about that because I was like, what's going on tonight? Practice.
What day is today?
Wow, like this is nuts, man. Wednesday night practice, but it's a gorgeous night, or afternoon, at least it was here in Toronto, and I believe it still is. Of course, let me look at the window.
It's
yeah.
These guys,
No
there
windows.
was a window there.
There was, yeah.
But now it's a big wall of
let's
like,
not break.
monitors.
Let's not break down the, the blueprint here. Good word there, Fahad. Tony's already invited everybody.
It's probably
and
even a
mentioned
fire door there too.
that we have zero, Yeah, okay, good call, Fahad. All right, let's go on. Oh, someone said Tony will give us permission to hold Rivian aftermarket. So I haven't even messaged. Can we get Tony? You know what? Tony's making an appearance on the show in approximately 5 minutes. I'm going to message this guy.
He's here. I saw him this morning.
I know he's here. I'm going to get him to come out here. Everyone wants to see Tony. So do I. I want to see that smile on this kid. So I'm going to get Tony out here in a couple seconds. I'm going to ask him about Rivian.
Yeah, we're at the lows of the day.
I don't know why I'd ask him it, but just for you guys.
Yeah, why Rivian out of
No,
curiosity?
but why Tony is the question. Okay, so
Tony, you ask about biotech stocks, remember?
I'm asking about dollar cost averaging because
He's a biotech guy.
Oh yeah, Tony said every single stock that he buys goes down at least 50%. So I'm gonna ask him the last stock that he bought.
There's something to that.
Look, I'm running. Hey, dude, can you come out here?
Let's get him out here and tell him what he wants to buy next, and then we'll just make some money off of it. But because still a lot of things still heading to the lows. Rivian again, fresh lows at 1950. It looks like it's trying to continue its breakdown. Not really, like it's not flushing off these levels, but it's still worth holding on to it. It's the same thing with Peloton. Like we're kind of now just grinding lower. We're sort of slowly falling down. Some things moving faster than others, but you're not finding a lot that's showing strength. Alibaba, which is on my radar, you hit enter too fast, and now it's doing the NF thing. Alibaba, I can tell you it's not at 80 yet, even though this doesn't want to load up. So that level has yet to come in. We're looking at Coinbase, which is at 52. Tesla's another big one, but overall, I'm just sort of looking at the overall market, and until we actually hit these lows, on the ES is 39.40. There you go. That's what we want to see. There's Tony.
Get a mic. Tony's already, you see how fast that was? This is why Tony is the man. So
because
let's get off Tony. He's going to put on the mic. No. Don't show him getting all mic'd up here. He's going to come, he's literally 5 feet away from me. And I'm going to ask Tony about his opinion on the markets and everything right now. So Tony, if you could come stand behind us here, we'll have a nice little talk about what you're thinking here as far as markets and also what the last...
Here he is.
Here he is.
He's in the house.
Here he is. He's in the building. No. Get down there. Yeah. Everyone can see you. How's it going? Going
all right.
How's
You're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Yeah.
How's working on the other side?
Oh, it's been really quiet there. It's been fun life as a data analyst. Get to play with SQL Server and Excel all day.
Okay,
so.
that's enough. All right.
You know this is more fun out here, right?
It is fun here. Okay. It is. It's like a library back there. It's like can't
all
really
right.
talk too much.
So the market is in turmoil.
Yes, it is.
The only man that I know that can bring this market back is Tony Pepperoni.
I thought it was Valeria.
No, the only man I know that can bring this market back, Tony. So what are you thinking? Have you bought anything lately?
I bought a lot of Upstart. I thought it was a good deal.
What did I tell you guys? When
did you buy Upstart?
I did not know this.
After earnings.
Oh, after
40s,
earnings.
35, 32.
35. I said
and I have no more capital.
I said pretty much every stock that Tony buys. Hey, I like that view. Let me call up UPST. You bought it at what? And I don't mean to make fun of you at all.
No.
Because I think that's a reasonable buy after earnings. I'm glad you didn't do it before earnings. 32, it's only at 27.
It's only at 27. That's all right. It has
Okay, so
27 more
It's
dollars.
got lots of room to the upside.
I do like that one.
Lots of room to the upside.
Tony, could you please ask this?
I was being serious.
You're not using 8-ball?
Oh, no, I don't know.
Okay, then forget about it.
All right.
Okay, so there's Tony. Any questions for Tony? Put them in the chat. Neil, you got anything for this guy?
Actually, my question was going to be, are there any biopharma names that you're interested in right now? Because I know you always talk about those.
Get ready. I'm going to pay for shorts.
No, don't buy any biopharma. That's probably the bottom of biopharma at this point. When I tap out, that's the bottom.
So go long the entire group. You heard it here.
No more biotech. Never again.
You don't want a
Lesson
biotech.
learned.
I'm going
Lesson
to
learned.
I'm going to
Never again.
timestamp this. I want one pick. If you were to buy something besides Upstart, and I know you're busy doing your Excel and SQL and sequence and all that stuff in the back there. Give me one name.
One name. I really like Unity. After
Unity,
earnings,
you.
$30,
Okay.
I like
that's
it.
fine.
Unity,
No, yeah, I'm not
long-term.
going to short it. I just want to hear that. Tony the Tiger, thanks for throwing
job,
down,
buddy.
man.
Thanks.
Always making us very happy, and that's Tony. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thanks for having
me. Yep.
And you know what? You can get Unity at $30.59
On sale.
right now. On sale.
Every stock is on sale. So there we go.
But you know what, though? Here's the thing. If you remotely believed in the business model, or just even a little bit, for like 5 to 10 years down the line for some of these names, whether it's Unity, I mean, look, whether it's Unity, whether it's Upstart, it doesn't really matter. It could be Affirm, it could be Rivian, it could be Lucid, anything that Tony was talking about there, or a biotech name. You're getting prices where making that bet, it makes a heck of a lot more sense now. Like, you wait for capitulation, right? Like, if you thought about like where does it make sense to start buying, it's like wait for it to actually capitulate. Because if it hasn't done it yet, then it can still do it.
People are like long Unity. People are
Let's
loving
go Unity.
Tony coming out there. And again, you know, the People's Trader now.
The call buying has just gone off the chain just now. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. The People's Trader bringing the people what they want. Thank you so much to Tony the Tiger. And you know what a great guy. I mean, you know, so happy. Look at that. I messaged him in, what was it, 30 seconds? Dude was out here, so thank you so much. Back to the cave. Trader Joe just said, get back there.
What 3-day rule?
Get back. What 3-day rule? Oh, off earnings, yeah.
No, so we just got a super chat. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
No, he doesn't follow that rule. Tony.
Rules?
Tony, rule? No.
Didn't you see, you weren't here that day when Tony showed his dash cam of a car that was like he flipped it or something? I was ridiculous. I just thank God that Tony's still around. It was insane. Maybe we could find
he was driving.
Yes.
Oh shoot,
that was insane. I hear him talking about it there a little bit in the background. Yeah, so yeah, you don't follow no rules apparently, not even driving.
Do not text and drive.
Oh no, it wasn't that. It was raining.
I'm not saying he was.
Yeah.
I have like the most strict. If one of my friends, if I'm talking to you and then I'm like, "Are you in the car right now?" They're like, "Yeah." Click. Hang up, man. It's not going to happen on my conscience. The person knows who they are that's always doing it too. And it's like, it's actually worked on them. I just click. It's not going to happen, man. It can wait. It can always wait. Unity now, you know what? Unity was good off 30 this morning. It was actually better than I anticipated because I got out of Unity and then it halted to the upside, long at 30. And here comes 30 once again. So if we see a little 3-0 on the bid, closer to 25, then I might take a little bit of a long. It'll have a tight 30 stop on it. Like, you're not letting it get past. I'm not even letting it get a cent pass. Like, my stop will be at $29.99. But yeah, we're coming back down here. The futures are holding the low. It worked once. Sometimes these trades can work out for you. We talked about this. AMC $10. I keep saying Affirm 10. Affirm's not at $10. I'm just saying post earnings, it could be down there.
You're just calling the.
Yeah, like I'm not saying it's going to 10. I'm saying if it gets to 10, I'll be there. But Unity at 30, it's here and it's pretty close. Might as well take a shot at it if we get, you know, like 30-20, 30-25, something like that.
Okay, time for a daily look at Sean's portfolio. Okay. 52-week low, 52-week low, 52-week low, 52-week low, 52-week low. Oh, something is not at 52-week low. Clover's not. Okay, XL, 52-week low. Weed stocks, who cares? You're at 52-week low anyways. Tesla's not, but might as well be. 52-week low, 52-week low, 52-week low. There's Apple. I mean, I'm just looking at names that aren't 52-week lows. 52, 50. I mean, I'm not actually in Bark or BlackBerry, but it doesn't matter. Nvidia, not at 52-week low, but you know, that's another name there. 52-week low, there's Shopify, 52-week low. There's Facebook, we don't need to talk about that one again. 52-week low, Twilio, Amazon, 52-week low, Microsoft, right there, Win, which I love Win. 52-week low, GM, Ford. I mean, these are all here as we go. So let's go. But yeah, we went over that yesterday, and everything was at 52-week lows. But today, one more time, I'm hoping that at some point in the next 2 years, we can flip that around. Or I guess the year, it has to be 52-week high. The next year, we see some greens on there. Neil just mentioned Ape Nation cannot be happy because $10. Didn't we break or no? We didn't break the first time.
No, we did not break.
Okay.
Not yet anyways.
Here we go. Watch AMC break through $10. Normally it won't come down here again if it didn't want to. So watch out for $10 break. There's nothing wrong with going long here in front of this. What? You're long. Yeah. Nothing wrong with going long in front of this. $10. I think we'll do it as well. But if it breaks 10, you know what the next move is. You get out ASAP. So watch out here. $10 on the bid for AMC.
And the other stop that we have is working, so we can do the whole reversal style play. I can use both stops and be locked and loaded and ready to go. I did take 01s here, so I know I just said Unity, but it's not like we didn't mention that AMC. It's just that AMC had bounced all the way to like look at the bounce it had put on. I kind of wrote it off like this wasn't going to happen, just given what we had seen. Like we're up at 1050, looking like his missed opportunity, you know. But whatever, we're back here again, and we'll see if it can hold. And if it breaks down, we'll take a bit of a reversal play. But that's the kind of thing that you're looking for. It's not a gigantic bid. It's only about 100,000 shares on that offer of AMC. But yeah, you know, I'm your Huckleberry. We'll take a shot at it.
Yeah, I just you put a bid out and you get filled literally
Insta-filled.
instantly.
I mean,
so I just got filled there, and it's an oversized position. And if you guys, we talk about it, and again, thank you to Bruce or unfortunately, the gentleman that was talking about, trading and educating and everything at the same time. This is like a maximum position type of play. It doesn't even look like it wants to go. It just tried 0.2 there and didn't break. So I'm pretty sure this breaks 10. There it goes. It just tried again and didn't. So this is not going to. I should almost just scalp out 1 penny.
You should just take the cent.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I should just take 1 penny now. But I
remember it was like Citigroup $5 or something, and it was at 10. Back in like the financial crisis, and you would just take literally just the 2 cents was enough.
Come to my screen. I mean, we can just come to my screen even as Neil and I talk. I just want everyone to see this right here. So AMC, it just took everything out at 2. Look at all the dark prints. First of all, see all these D prints that are here. Like those are all dark pools, right? Look at all this. There's actually all these blueprints are in between. There's actually no transactions on the bid or on the ask. Everything. Look at this. All this is in between. All of this, except for when it gets hammered. And now you're going to see $10 break in just a matter of time. So like what I was getting at here, a maximum position against a maximum level. So like it's down here to $10. So if I'm ever going to put on a big trade on AMC, I might as well do it against this. Or there's other situations. This is not like a once and only thing. Either AMC's coiling up like it was doing back in meme mania days, or it's like this, against size. Just like when Neil showed you guys, that's 200,000 shares. So just as Neil showed you guys against, here we go. Just as Neil showed you that Tesla trade that had 60,000, there's 200 there on the bid of AMC. I'm actually waiting to get something out at 05 here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start throwing offers out there, and it'll show up a little differently. I know. Oh my goodness, it got to 4s and then slammed right back down to 1s. That's why I'm being more aggressive. Just so you guys know, like the outs for me will show up as purple, which usually means a short sell. That's because I'm trying to reverse the trade, so I have like both a stop sell and then a short sell already in. That's just the way it's coded in the system. But that bid about to get taken out right now. There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, so it didn't trigger. So I got the out. I didn't get the short. Did you get the short?
I didn't go short. I got a 97 on the break there. So unfortunately,
it's out. And it's not.
Beat those stocks up. Right. Oh, I still have some shares, but very small. I got part filled on the way down through 97. Obviously now it's down to 94. So we will get the rest out of this one. But hey, man, that was a good trade. I mean, bad trade, but good opportunity for us at the end of the day. You could see no sweat off my brow for that one. That pretty much went exactly as we thought it would there for AMC. But that's why we got out right away. I tried to get out at 04 and 05 when it went back up there because, again, it was about a 3 or 4 cent risk, right?
I got 99s out.
You got 99s?
99s out.
Genius. I had 97s out there.
I didn't get the short, but
yeah, great out there. I just pushed it lower, so that's why. I did have more shares there on that trade, so I wanted to make sure I got out. But great out, man. I'd take 99 over 97 all night long. All right, now we're out.
It's also SSR, by the way. It's short sell restricted.
Right, yeah, obviously down 16%. Yeah, so to get short into AMC, you're gonna have to wait for an uptick, which is happening right now. So if you want to get short against $10 now, I feel like if I take the short, it's gonna blast through 10 anyways, and then I won't be a happy camper.
Well, it's a momentum play. Part of it's a momentum play. Like you kind of want it on the way down. I mean, if that makes sense. Like 99, 98 is a preferred price for me there, but if you don't get it,
First of all, okay, I just want to talk quickly here. That was not a spoof. Sean got baited.
That was not a spoof.
No, that's not baited.
But you could roll back the tape and see the volume on that.
No. I'm just saying, that level. I mean, we could see right here. 600.
Look at the volume spike.
Yeah. So no, you're 100% right, B. The only reason I went in there was because of that size. 100%. But that was not fake size, right? I mean, that break right there is 800,000 shares. So not only was there more people involved than we saw in the level 2, but they also cleaned out all the dark pools that were there. So yeah, that's fine. We got out there. It is what it is. That's that. And I realized why I got it. I waited for 98s. That's why. I didn't want it to tick and then blast back up. So I waited that extra penny, so I paid the price.
There's multiple ways that we can set up our stops. You can do it by the last trade tick on your time and sales. You can do it by the bid or ask level 1, level 2 price. You can do it by the midpoint. So like once the spread gets to a certain point, then it can trigger. Like there's lots of ways that you can sort of customize your stop. Some more aggressive than others. But yeah, sometimes it actually is very, very useful, especially the one with the midpoint. Because you might see a bigger spread. This AFI, by the way, if you're trading this penny stock, man, there's some buyers here, and there isn't a big bid at 50 cents, but there is certainly a level that's holding it up at 50 cents. So the longer it does, this is exactly the same. Like I just was telling you guys how there was a buyer at 50, and the second, like right when I was mentioning that there was a 55 and it's like barcoding, and the second I said it, that it could coil up, it then dropped to the downside. And then I said it here that there was a bid at 50, and then the second that happens, the bid is gone. So anyways, whatever. I was about to tell you how I was about to had a chance to hold a bid, so the longs had a shot. Now it looks like it could break VWAP. Some of these other shorts that we had on, by the way, started to come back in, back to the upside, I want to say, as that failed break, I suppose, was on an AMC. So bouncing back is Rivian, and it's still below $20. Peloton's still in the money. But a few things happened while we were looking at AMC there. One, you've had multiple tests of 735 to the bottom on Tesla, and it just keeps on holding it, and looks like it's still barcoding off those lows. You've also seen a little bit of a consolidation happening in UVXY. I have to zoom in for you guys there. A consolidation happening in UVXY, and then started pulling back in. And guess what? It has nothing to do with Tony. However, there's a good chance that I might not have looked back at Unity, that $30 level, had he not come. I got 30 13s long, $30 stop. We'll see what happens on Unity. But of course, with the market heading lower, every price is in play. So 30 here, we just saw it with AMC. I went long at a ones there, but at $10, you're probably only going ones or twos long. When it's more expensive, you sometimes want to get it a little bit far out in front because it's just going to move a little bit more in terms of how many pennies it'll go.
Yeah, no, for sure. This has just been such a crazy day here today. Thank you for joining with us. We're almost out of, if Apple takes that same price I got in at again, we are bouncing off the 50 period a couple times here. And so if it breaks above 80, we're going to get out. So we're going to watch out for that trade breaking above 80 here on Apple. I mean, maybe the market rallies into the close. I don't know. Look at AMC. So just because of that reason, we're going to get out. Look at AMC now, by the way. A hit that need not have been taken. AMC back up through 10.07 now. Darn it, that could have made my day, to be honest with you, if we had held some of that. But downside move, well worth. We were able to hold that risk. It's fine. We lost 4 cents on that one, but right now would be 8 cents in the money as AMC up to 10.08 right now off that $10 break. Sometimes that happens, man. The pressure gets relieved on the downside, then it's no more left to sell. So now we'll see where AMC goes from here. Brendan?
The market's struggling at the lows to break the lows, guys. Small buys so far on the imbalance side of things. HRB in New York, huge day today. Yeah, there isn't a negative symbol there. That's positive, 20% on earnings. Just made a day high after a decent report and a full year forecast increase. It is tax season, I guess, for H&R Block, guys.
It's already come and gone for us, but yeah, H&R Block.
Isn't it the 5th? No, it's already gone. It's already gone for the States. I think is March 15th.
Is it? Oh, yeah, they're before us.
Or April 15th.
Is it? You guys let us know. I feel like I should know that. I did do accounting for a couple of years in university.
Yeah.
But either way, significant level, obviously, as Brendan mentioned. How many double tops and double bottoms am I looking at today?
April, yeah, it's April.
It's insane. So it is April for you guys. There you go. So it's already happened. Right in the middle of opening. Baseball comes in, and I'd be excited about it, and then you got to pay the tax, man. That's not fun. But double top here on H&R Block, big one, 28.50 as we see. I mean, it's not that bad for a fade, 5 cents worth of risk. Miss V?
Hey guys, we have 4,000 viewers right now. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. Please make sure you're a subscriber of Trader TV Live, and of course, smash the like button, guys. So 4,000 people watching and only 700 likes. Please help us to boost the like button, smash it, and back to you guys.
All right. Yeah, smash that like button. Thank you so much. We are now out. We'll do backflips. We don't have the best price out on Apple, obviously, because we did touch 146.15 or so, but we'll take that out right there, and maybe the market, we'll have to zoom in a little bit here. We have imbalances coming in 18 minutes. No big deal for that for me today. I'm not really in anything that's going to be too affected by imbalances, but you know what just happened? Rivian came all the way back up, so that's why, Rivian went to 1925, by the way. I didn't even notice that.
25?
Yeah, 1925 went down to their Rivian.
Oh, I thought it was like 40.
Wow. Our best out is 50, 52 there, 51 or 52 right there. So we'll reshort that. We're still going to give it back up here to 2025 or so Rivian on a reload short. We will test it one more time around this 15 or 16 if it does continue to rip up. New trade alert coming through. I like Facebook through 191. So let's see if that can come through. Maybe we get a late day rally. That's all. This will not be for very long. If we get failed at 190, 191 there, we will try to respect like a 190.50. See, again, we're not just going to go long Facebook because we think it's going to go up. I wanted to take this 191 out. So if we can go all the way back, it's been about an hour right now that it's bumped its head along 191. So if it wants to take it out at the end of the day, then we will join in the party with Facebook. Otherwise, I'm still waiting down here at 189.20 or so to see about defending that bottom, give it $1 to the downside there. Not a big position, not on the long either way, but we're just going to see if 191 breaks, and maybe we get some action back to 192.50. So that's what I'm doing now. We'll hold Rivian. We've averaged into it, and I'm about ready to get more shares here. 2015, I'm going to try to take the same price again here on Rivian. So let's wait for that and then give it up to this 20.25 area to stop us out.
Yeah, but the capitulation continues. 45s now on the bid of AFI as it continues falling. And I feel like, we're looking at some dip buys, obviously been sitting in a couple here. Sean just took Facebook, but Tesla, that's one of those, some of these names are going to have to really go. And you're not going to make a big market bounce. Individual names can move. But a big market bounce isn't happening without, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, some of these here. And it's just, we're not really getting anywhere away from this 735. We're still barcoding in a $5 range here on Tesla. So if you're watching, if you're sitting there in a long position, maybe if you're even in a short position, you should have the market up, you should have volatility up, or you should be watching a couple of these bellwethers, because whether it's Tesla here at these lows, whether it's Apple, which is still sort of grinding in the bottom end of this consolidation, this is why you're picking specific names. It's like AMC when it got to 10, Unity when it gets to 30, whatever you want to be looking at. Make sure it's at a key price, because the big boys are kind of chopping around here. And we're not picking a direction possibly until that 350 point. And then, all hell could break loose, or pretty much nothing can happen. So be trading something that's moving, or at least at a pretty enticing level. And as I say that, we're testing the bottom once again. So Unity's probably going to break that 30. No way Apple, market, Tesla break the low, and Unity manages to hold $30. Yeah, there's no chance.
That's too bad. We just wound up getting out of some of our Apple there as it took that level out, and now it's down to 50 cents from there. That sucks. We still should be short Apple, but that's okay. We'll wait on that one now to see where we go on Apple. I'm out. That sucks. We should still be in. It just goes right back to day's low. And by the way, just to give you guys a quick little update here, I canceled. So I canceled that. You know what? Rivian's doing a little dance here. I don't know what it's doing. At 08 here. Let me go over to Rivian. I just canceled my Facebook bid. I'll get to that in a minute. Some size here on. Look, there was size on Rivian at 08 layered like this, and then they just pushed it down to 01. Someone is trying to get short Rivian a lot of shares. So let's wait to see if we're lucky enough to be part of that as well.
Or dump. Before
one way or the other there. Yeah,
one way or the other. Right?
But they marketed down there. So we'll see what happens there with Rivian as it's trying to make a move here backside. So we'll take some 8s now because I saw that guy at 08. Doesn't mean that that's going to be the key there or not, but I'm a little bit upset about Apple. And then Facebook right now, I canceled the 189.20. If we're going to play off that bottom and the market's coming in, I want 189. Because I got to give this down to 188.40 or so maybe even a little bit lower. Let's see if it does want to push lower here. That is Facebook. So I got to bid around 189, not 189.20, maybe even lower than maybe like 188.80 or something like that, $1 lower. Then I'll feel more comfortable buying Facebook. And
it finally happened. I got stopped out of Intel there. It broke 42.90. So all out of that trade. Overall, it gave you a few solid bounces there, but not everything can hold up. It doesn't matter how good a level you have. The market doesn't care. You know, if it's going to grind lower, eventually these things tend to break. I got some more Unity in front here. So I got 30.10 is the average price. When it gets to 1, maybe like 2 to 1 is literally at the quarter mark. So I'll probably start taking it out when it gets above 30.25. Just it's a scalp trade. So you might as well treat it as a scalp trade if that's what we want to be doing here. So much that's like absolutely crazy. And, you know, Brendan was just sort of giving some names that are running to the upside and showing some strength. But like traditional names, which have been super, like stupid strong recently, like a Walmart, of course, when I want to bring it up, it doesn't want to load. And my daily chart certainly doesn't want to load here. It's even down like 1%. And come on, give me a break. The 15 minutes loading up. There we go. Even it's right on this weekly bottom. And this has been one of the stronger names in the markets. When I was saying that we're not going anywhere until some of these things bounce. Like you've got so many names which are on incredibly key levels of support at the exact same time. And that's when you start to go sideways because it just takes a little more juice for the market to make another leg down, whether it's the Dow, S&P, or the Qs, or sorry, the NASDAQ. It doesn't make any difference. When so many names are at key levels of support, you know, you're going to have some trouble getting through it. And you can scalp trade off of levels like this, but until we actually have some follow through, you might not see anything. It's 10 minutes to those imbalances, but you can probably find a dozen or 100 names which are like this. Double bottoms, big support levels on the daily. It's all over the place, guys. So you have to pay attention, not just to be in a bubble of like one individual stock. Have a few other things you're looking at too, just so you can get a sense of the direction and why we're not moving off these lows.
Yeah, it looks like Bitcoin, man, just wants to keep going down. People are
Again?
talking about that. Yeah, we are sub now,
Right back at the low.
29.5. We're at 29.2 right now. Bitcoin making new lows as we speak. Come on. I was trying to see what that level was. I should say new lows. I know it was 29,000. We talked about that off the open. So watch out for Bitcoin down there at 29,000. That could be a bouncing spot for them. But again, you know, like nothing is certain in this market. So just be very careful here if you are trading crypto. I have no idea where this thing is going to go. And if anybody tells you they do, then I believe they're lying. So right now, 29,000 has held. So if you are going to go long Bitcoin right now, give yourselves a little bit of room. But 29 is right there. We've already bounced off that. So, you know, watch out. We could bounce again, but Bitcoin right now, new lows approaching if we take down 29,000.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, just wanted to bring it up in case
no,
people
but it matters, man, because like we said, it counts too. It's on major support, right? Like whether you're talking about, like I think I have like a Ether up here, and like it's a 100-day moving average. It's basically sitting on right now. Like it's just you have so many things lining up, and then UVXY, which we've been watching this entire time. Oh yeah. Once again, it's just sort of sitting here, finding a nice little barcode area. And each time it's done this, a lot of times it's broken higher, but it's bouncing off this 18 level. It can't get past like an 1850, and this is why you're going sideways. And it just feels like maybe we are waiting until we get these imbalances in 10 minutes from now. So if you're in something, make sure you have a stop. I don't have a single thing that doesn't have a stop. I'm also looking at Block. If Block was at 70, I might have this trade on, but Unity's at 30. Block is $1 away, so if it wants to bounce from here, good for Block. It is a double bottom. You can sort of see here. It is very similar, and this isn't like a 15-minute chart. This isn't a daily chart or whatever. This is today. This is a 3-minute chart on Block, and that's how completely linear it's gone down. I did try some longs off 75, which you can see basically like nothing happened, but there were like literally like almost dollar scalps in there, and it looks like it's not even a move. But 70, a big level, just not quite there yet on Block. Unity looks like it's about to take it out. There's about 70,000 shares on the bid. Not a ton, but this is now low of the day. Low of the day, 146 is tested on Apple. Low of the day here on the ES is being tested. And the NASDAQ just cracked 12,000 downside.
Yeah, we did take a little piece at 189.20 there on Facebook. We said we weren't going to do it, but we lowered our shares just to take it. And then we are going to average in against that bottom, but not until like 188.50 or something, and then give a 187 break to the downside. So we're not, like I said, we don't really want this trade for many shares. But if there's going to be a bounce in this market, and we do have it, we'll find out. Disney's down to 105. Brendan mentioned to us. Wow, on that one, that's very, very low for Disney, obviously. They're coming out with earnings as well. But I'm just going to watch out for this Facebook trade. But Disney's very, very interesting. You know, you're going to have that 100 level. I thought I was a pretty fun guy buying this Disney. Thank God I sold at 185. But 80, I didn't sell it all. But 85 was where I started buying this back in COVID time. I remember that price quite clearly. So yeah, Disney, wow, maybe we test sub-hundy tomorrow, depending on what they say, Brendan.
It might be a formality at this point, guys, but worth a note here. So we're at 39.40 on the ES. We're just trying to hold 39.40. 38.40 if we go another 100 handles to the downside here to 38.40. That would be 20% from all-time highs. So that would be bear market territory. So mark that number down. 38.40 important.
Roger that.
Mark it down. We'll mark it down. Why not? I'll actually, just to make sure I don't forget to like put a line on the chart or an alert when it gets down there, because that's the reality. You want to pay attention to these like key bellwether levels. Otherwise, you'll miss out on them. Like we started the show sort of going through some of the names and key price levels, and Nvidia, former support into resistance, puts a wick off top right at that 170. Has been only falling since, and that's what happens when you don't put an alert in. You then miss this break. And then you miss, of course, the fact that it ends up being a false break, and that's a great setup. And of course, you can see it now flushing. Yeah, it looks like we're now holding below. This is the low of the day on the ES. It looks like we are cracking it as we speak. Although that Rivian's not really doing a heck of a lot here. Like it's, why isn't this rolling over?
A little disappointed in Rivian, to be quite honest with
like with this, you kind of feel like this should be rolling over with the market taking these bottoms, but it doesn't seem to want to go here. I still have my stop in, but I'm kind of confused why this is not rolling over a little bit further. Peloton, at least. Okay, watch this one. It's at least at the low of the day, right? I can understand why it's finding support, but I'm going to get out of Peloton no matter what in front of $12. Like if it gets to an even number at this time of day, I'm just going to go ahead and take it. We have 5 minutes till the imbalances come out. Somehow Unity has not broken $30. Maybe it's a Tony Luck, I have no idea, but it's right there at the bid. It's just like AMC. Like it's going there, and it's just not really bouncing. Like it'll go like 10, 15 cents. I'm kind of looking for at least 20 to 25 to 30 to get some out. And I'll be all out if it gets to 31, but it just cannot seem to make any kind of a bounce. 30 shows up on the bid, and it goes 5 to 10 cents to the upside, and then comes right back down to put 30 on that bid. Feels like it won't do anything for another 5 minutes. I promise you it's going to move at 350.
Yeah, let me just get this all lined up and ready to go here. All right, so we'll sort this. We're going to get rid of these ARCAs because coming up right now in that 5 minutes is going to be an imbalance locator. That should be pretty spicy, obviously. None of these to be worried about right now. And we will wait for them to come out at 350. So in 5 minutes, expecting a little bit of a change here in the market direction, so on and so forth. Okay, so we'll wait for that. I'll put it right here, and then that way in a couple minutes we'll click on it to see where we're going. There's Disney right here. Wow, just an absolutely destruction today. We were at 110, and then it's just fallen down. I mean, everything's down today, including Disney, and into earnings, not good for Disney. So we'll have to wait to see where that goes now. But down, breaking through 105 right now. Again, watch out that 104.80. That's a nice, Greg. Downside there at 104.85 right now. So Greg and the boys going golfing again today. So we had a lot of fun last Friday.
Who won, by the way?
Who won?
Who shot the best?
I mean, I did, but I mean, I hate saying that because it's like, I don't want to.
Well, I played with you years ago, so I kind of, I didn't want to say it. I asked at least. I didn't assume anything.
Brendan,
Although I've heard Brendan off the tee is a beast, though, isn't he?
You can go to him and ask him about it, that play there.
About what?
He's always working.
Yeah, I'll take this conversation. There was one, you remember this, I think it was the second hole, Brendan, when
Friday.
I think you went into the woods and your ball got all dirty and then you hit it, or maybe it wasn't the woods, but it got out and then you hit a beautiful shot, honestly, his second shot, but he didn't clean the ball, and then as he was, on purpose, I think he was just mad, and then as he's putting it, it's like rolling all like it had mud on it, and I was like, what the hell? And then he was so mad that he just banged it right into the woods after that anyways. But that was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah, it was a great time. I was surprised that, it was very soft. Obviously, it's still spring around here. There was a lot of rain. So, but yeah, good time for sure.
Yeah, good time. So I was bogey golf, which is pretty usual for me. Greg was somewhere around there, and Brendan had a fun time. So yeah, it was great.
I bet you he had more beer than you guys, though.
No. I got the first round. No, we only got 2 rounds there. So
really? Okay.
Yeah. No drinking.
Nice, reasonable. Yeah.
We're all driving here, so we're We're trying to keep it real. Okay, yeah, down goes Fraser
going
again.
down.
The market going to the downside here, and it
Rivian
just
won't
keeps
break,
on
though.
going, man. Down. Who knows how low we go right now? Only the market's going to be able to tell us this. We're going to wait for that imbalance to come out now. It's probably going to be a sell side disaster, so get ready. I believe that I'm going to. I don't believe anything. I'm going to do this. 187 coming through here. 188 is the level of concern, but that's where we're coming down to right now for Facebook. So watch out now. We're going to get long. My bid is at 188.50. Right now. I still remember when 50 Cent came down upside down on the Super Bowl. I really thought he was going to fall there, man, and land on his head. I was glad he didn't do that. That would have been pretty embarrassing there. You got Snoop Dogg crip walking on top of that stage there, and then all of a sudden, down comes Fiddy, but he was good there. Okay, no reloads there.
We should do a crip walk when the ES gets back to 4,500.
What's that? Not the Dougie. There's another one that they were all doing when they scored touchdowns. It's like a little jig there. What's that called? The Diddy, right? Giddy.
The Giddy?
Do the Giddy.
Do the Giddy.
And then Adam Schefter did, and I think it tore his ACL. Seriously.
No.
Okay.
Schefter tore his ACL?
Look it up.
Okay, well, once it's 4 o'clock, I'm going to look that one up. The imbalances are coming in a minute.
Gritty.
Trust me.
Not the Giddy, the Gritty.
Come on, Fahad, you should know that. I'll Google that. It's not funny that if Schefter tore his ACL, it's not funny if he did. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just simply saying.
Live on air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, that's not a good look, man.
All right, yeah, not a good look right now as the imbalances are coming through right this second. Oh, man, it's going to be a nasty one, I would think anyways. Get ready to locked and loaded here as our Facebook trade is just getting ready to get clocked right now to the downside. So we're getting ready for that.
There you go. Unity didn't wait. Unity just broke 30.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Thanks, Tony, for that one.
The short would have been good.
Yeah.
It's already at 29.50.
Nah, there's no... Like I said, man, nobody has any freaking clue.
I'd have gone long on that anyways, man.
Right now, what's
you
up?
Had to.
All right, here we go. With only 10 seconds to go, it's going to be a good one. Watch out for these imbalances. The NASDAQ right now down a nice 3%. Yuck. Coming out right now are these imbalances. Let's see what happens. Watch out for NASDAQ. Down, no, not really moving too much. What's on here? Uber a buy? Must be a mistake. Wish a buy? Must be a mistake. AMD with a sell. A few other names on here. XOM with a sell. Let's just see what Uber did with that buy. I expect this to have spiked up, but no, didn't do anything. Wish. You want to talk about a stock that may be liquidated. What is Wish? Down to 125. That didn't really move either. I don't see much on here. That's funny. I just talked about BarkBox today. SoFi. SoFi's had a great day, man. Did you know SoFi's up 4%? Wow. A nice day up there for SoFi. That's about it. Oh, AMD was the big one I should have looked at. Yeah, that's extending to the downside right now, AMD. So that imbalance definitely not helping the market. And there it goes. We are down 3.17 or something. Now you're down 3.22 and heading lower into this market close. So yeah, not saved by the bell we'll be saved by the bell because hopefully the damage will be done.
Yeah,
but for right now, not saved by the imbalances as it looks like they're sending the market in a tizzy here.
Definitely in tizzy. And by the way, like Uber, I checked on with Wish. Context logic is not it's not moving at all. And that Uber buy imbalance, yeah. I mean, it did go up like 3 cents. So I mean, it's not like it didn't do anything, but yeah, not affecting the market whatsoever. Bit of a bounce on Rivian, and of course, like I always get out in front of 350 for a lot of these trades. And then this is me getting the last of AFI. AFI is now at 37 cents, so that one coming all the way back in. And there were some questions about the it was an RBDX, the red box deal, because like why would the shareholders accept, or why would the board accept the deal when the compensation works out to pennies? It's like under $1 when you do the share conversion. And look, maybe that says something about what they think the relative value of the company, sort of market cap of the company, versus where it's trading. That could be a little bit of a hint. That's all I'm going to say. However, and this is entirely on me, you always read the details of a deal, because I was just shorting this like a normal short play. I will tell you this right now. If I had bothered to pay more attention to exactly what that was telling me about what the share price was on the deal, I would have held that short all day long, and you're willing to get shut down. You're willing to lose your day, your week on a short like that, because if the fair value is $1 and it's trading at 5 and halting up, or it's 6 and halting up, you want to hold that short. I didn't, but I also didn't read the report. So, the details of it, you got to scan through, do the conversion of the price, call up the other stock, do a rough calculation, have it in the back pocket, or sometimes it's right there in the press release for you. I didn't bother reading it this morning. I just saw the stock up, saw the play because of the halt, and then just made the trade without actually finding those details. And then you give up a huge opportunity for a win.
Like, Rivian caught an insane bid.
I just got stopped out there.
Yeah, we got stopped out as well. I mean, it's fine. I mean, we made money on Rivian today. It's all good. But that was a big move upside there. Was not expecting that one for Rivian, up to 2050 there. Yikes. Someone came in, liked the name, and bought it up. RIVN with a big move upside right now. Again, I don't understand that move. So, I just tried to get short there, but obviously it dropped off a little bit. Okay, now we're short. Let's hold this short against 2060. So 2060 there against Rivian. We are going to hold that short. We are now short 46. We just got that trade in. Let's see if it holds those levels right now, Rivian, into the close. I don't believe it, so we'll just wait. Like, why did that just pop up? Maybe there was a market on close order. I didn't see any, and I just looked again, and I still don't see anything here on market on close for Rivian. I mean, here it goes. We're going to get out at 61, so this will be, we won't give back everything. There it goes. We're not going to give back everything we made, but we're giving back a portion. That's for sure. It is. I don't know. We just lost 14 cents.
It's not on the imbalance. I don't see it at all.
Anyways, Rivian.
Yeah, I mean, you look. This could be just one of those things where
somebody knows something. Maybe
the buying could simply be, well, you've been leaning on it to the short side, and you want risk off. And risk off doesn't have to mean selling shares.
Yep.
It can also mean shorts deciding they want to cover, because it wouldn't take much. Ford's already sold their shares. Like, what kind of report would you actually have to see? Beating some expectation, or guiding Ford, or maybe having better production than expected, and then suddenly you could be right back to 23, 24.
I want to short it again. I really do.
I'm just going to stay flat, but
somebody must know something about Rivian. Yeah. Like, it literally just ripped up $1. Rivian just ripped up, like, it's its biggest move of the day right now, basically. What's up, Brendan?
Mention, guys, quickly. I saw a few people. I'll check on Rivian as well, but MSTR. The monster volume today. This is a daily chart of MSTR. You can see the capitulation that's happening today to the downside through 200, through recent lows. In fact, down 26% again. Remember we said their average price is 30,200. So at 29,200, they have 129,000 roughly Bitcoins, individual Bitcoins. I mean, you do the math. That's pretty negative on their position.
You're getting the margin call at 21,000. Not to say we're going to 21,000.
Is that officially came out?
Yeah, there was a report that was it last week? There was a story that 21,000 is like that's the magic number for MSTR. And I know it's not the most liquid stock in the world, but it's done 3 million shares today. And I feel like at some point this might be the better vehicle. If you're trading an equity, this might be better than Coinbase. I mean, it is better than Coinbase if you're just trading. If you don't want to trade GBTC or actually trade Bitcoin, this one has been the vehicle if you've wanted to sort of take advantage of some of these market moves, and it's been pretty clean. I would just caution everybody. Every time I call it up in the morning in the pre-market, I look at it, look at the level 2, and I'm like, that's a no-fly zone. There's no liquidity. The spread's too big. And then when I look at it later in the day, I'm like, yeah, that's not too bad. You probably could trade it. So it could be a time of the day thing. You might not want to have it at 9:30. But hey, if you look at this, if you look at it up here when it got back to some of these levels that it was falling off of at 8:30 when the CPI came out, yeah, it gave you some consolidations. If there was liquidity here and a better spread, that was tradable, shorting into that move, or that was tradable, shorting off of 9:10 there. So there's moves to be had. I just don't think I'd ever want this in the pre-market. Not a chance.
All right, we averaged into Facebook. Unfortunately, there is no move. I was hoping that we could get a little bit of a retracement back at 355, but that didn't really happen right now. And obviously, we don't want to hold anything into a liquidated close for this. We do not hold overnight, nor would I really suggest any kind of swing trade right now in this market. I wouldn't know any names. We've talked about earnings, and we're going to get to those right now, possibly some trades on that board.
One or two, as we were saying earlier today, there's been at least one or two getting destroyed every single day this week. Here's what to expect tomorrow, guys.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we haven't talked about Rivian at any point today.
No,
we'll
so
get
there's
out
that
of the way.
one. There's also, Beyond Meat has been getting destroyed. Disney's like at 100 flat right now. Isn't that backed in another crypto? Was that BKKT or something? That's at another level of big time concern for many people. I would assume because of Bitcoin, if that's what that is. Six Flags, like, that's like murderer's row, to be honest with you.
And WeWork. That could always be ugly. That had a huge flush, by the way. Not a stock that I look at, but that got absolutely wrecked. At about 2:30, this thing dropped 10%. Like it wasn't that bad. Like WeWork was barely down on the day. It was down 25 cents, so that's maybe like 4%, and then just got destroyed at 2:30.
I was just going to mention, guys, there was another one on there, Bros, Dutch Bros, that coffee IPO from late last year. Have a look at the daily chart on that one as well, because that's another one that's just getting creamed today.
Just getting?
It's loading.
Creamed.
Loading.
Wow. Wow, Brendan went there. All right. Well, hey, that's why. Dada. Right now. All right. Do you have Bros up? He's letting it load up there. All right. So I've got Bros, and I've got...
No.
The other
in
name as
well,
area codes. In different area codes. 905, 302,
770, 404, 404-ish. Act like y'all don't know. See,
305.
This is the problem with trying to drop lyrics, is I remember it's like, ooh, you can't say that, you can't say that, and
you
on the
can
fly
actually
you're adjusting.
say it though, but
I'm not. No. All
right.
We keep it clean around here, Sean. You know.
Rivian's only down $160 for the year, so it's probably gonna have.
Oh, Brendan, that's not Dutch Bros daily chart is not that bad. If an IPO is down only 55, 60%. We've seen a heck of a lot worse than that. And you know what? Last I checked, if you got in at 32.50, well, you're still in the money. There you go. So if you own some Dutch, that's actually going to come into play here, by the way. So tomorrow, we'll be looking at Dutch Bros at an all-time low, potentially 32.50. File that one away. Miss V is going to be on the bell. Obviously, the market's not green, but with only 20 seconds to go, this hump day has been an up and down roller coaster.
Humptastic.
But yeah, humptastic for sure. Look, the market's a roller coaster, but there's trades to be had, man. It's a lot of fun doing them here.
I'm going to NFT that, humptastic.
Why not?
All right, 10 seconds left. It's a humptastic kind of day, especially when we have Miss V. That's a nice shiny sweater there. We really like that sweater. With only 3, 2, and 1. We missed Miss V on the morning show.
Yes.
She's here now. She brought some nice love for the markets there in the last couple seconds, as it looks like we're trying to go a little bit higher. I'm getting some out on this Facebook here as we try to go higher. The market closes only down 3%, which isn't bad.
Is that it?
Yeah, but what am I doing? Spoiling Brendan. All right, Brendan, how did the market finish? Did the market get creamed, Brendan?
A little bit. Here you go. There's your 3. 1.65 for the S&P, guys. Wow. Ugly. Late day for crypto as well. Big move down there for Ethereum. 5.4 even for oil. So
Hold your
not
jorts.
much to say.
At least Brazil's up.
Yeah, Brazil's up. Yeah. Hallelujah.
Well, people wonder, it's like, okay, well, what's good in Toronto? Like, the TSX is flat because there's so much energy, banks, materials. Like, it's just, that's why it's going to be like that. So we were asking, like, what do you buy in Canada? Well, you buy anything, ETF, whatever, you're going to end up in those spaces, and you'll fare better. Of course, when growth is going, it's not as exciting because we have no tech companies.
Yeah. Well, we don't have, exactly. But we have a few here. Dow officially closes down 1%. Yeah, I was just reading some of these numbers to see if we had any official 5th straight session, longest losing streak since Feb. So there we go. The market no likey anything right now. I have Disney up, waiting to see if we made a move here. I did see AMC. We sold it on that 10 break. It closed at 10:30. So a little bit of a move up in the market here into the close. I still have a little bit of Facebook here, seeing if we did get a little move up in some of these names. Maybe Facebook would rip Citi right now. So we're waiting for that one. You know what? I can just get out now on Facebook as there is a bid there. I don't know if Rivian's out yet or anything.
No, I'm not seeing anything moving. Nothing
Okay,
else.
so we'll wait for that one. Wait for some disaster to strike here on Rivian. I did have Disney up. That's Facebook. That's Disney right now. So not out yet. Someone just, I don't know if that's a fat finger up there to 107, but we'll wait for Disney earnings to come. Rivian, you saw the board, man. If anything comes out in the next couple of seconds, we'll bring it to you. But thanks to Trader Prad. Gone. That's okay. Don't worry about it. He ain't there. I thought he was a second ago. He gone right now. There goes Disney. It looks like, I saw some volume come in, not enough, up to 106 and change. Thanks for Ms. V for flying through. Definitely, well done there on the midday show. Thank you to Valeria for hurrying up. She said the story that her water on her building wasn't too hot, and she had to go all the way to her gym to shower up. So thank you, Ms. V, for that one. Yeah, applause on that.
Man, that's what I'm talking about.
Most might not come in, but she came in anyways. Yeah. Thank you to Ms. V for that one. Thanks to Brendan for all the jokes and jokes and jokes. Hopefully more coming tomorrow. Welcome back, Lucas. He's in the building one more time. So thank you to Fahad, Lucas as well. Thanks to Maggie, Liz, Katrine, everybody, Laura, who helped out with the chat as well.
Don't forget Tony.
Yeah, thank you for Tony there making the call on Unity and buying Upstart as well. So Tony making the big calls there.
In 5 years, he'll be the one laughing.
What's up, Brendo? Anything there?
No, I'm just keeping my eye on earnings here.
Okay, good. Yeah, so great. Nothing coming out yet. So guys, follow us all on socials. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Should be another exciting day. Trader TV Live, 8:30. Ciao, guys.